You know, Purple Soldier, I gotta be honest, when you came in here, when I just saw your name, I was like, oh, that's Heku Soldier. And I didn't even notice that it wasn't, it wasn't your name. So what's up, homie? Sunny and humid Florida? Jeez, that's loud. Dad, did you see that I got a court summons? Or court summons, is that how you would say that? Should I, you know what? Hold on. I feel like I need to do this. Hold on. Ziggy, turn off bedroom.
Okay.
That looks a little better. I feel like something is not right with this though. Something about this color. Oh, can I get like... That's fine. In Florida, where I don't live. Dude, I've been good, homie. How have you been? Heku. Playing a bunch of Tears of the Kingdom. If anybody who hasn't been playing Tears of the Kingdom, here, hold on. Hold on. Anybody who hasn't been playing Tears of the Kingdom, we're missing out. That's all I have to say. It's really good. Also, I just noticed that my background, which, if you didn't already notice, is Mario Sunshine. I hope to one day play that again on stream. I don't know, maybe I should play that this summer too. I'll probably play that next summer, I would think. But okay, so what we're about to be playing though, we're about to play Power Wash Simulator. Sepheser said he would be joining me, which actually I should have Discord open. I just realized that. Make sure, he said he's gonna be joining me. So I have to get the first mission done, which should not be too difficult. It's pretty short from my understanding. Alright, so anyways, I'm just trying to get this thing set up. Oh, dude, let's get a good song going. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I hope the music for the game is good, because if not, I'm absolutely going to put this stuff on here. But anyways. Alright. I owe you a block of cheese? Oh, frick. Why do I owe you a block of cheese? Please explain to me. I don't remember. You can explain to me while I open up Power Wash Sim. Hold on. Did I fix the... Xbox shouldn't be open. Okay. Xbox is getting... Xbox is trying to sell me on not wanting to have Game Pass, because every time you open up Xbox, Riot opens up. Alright, here it is. Here we go. Why do I owe you a block of cheese? Don't bro me. I don't know why I owe you a block of cheese. Was it... Rachel, Dad better... If Dad doesn't respond to you, does that mean he doesn't love you? There's no music. Alright, hold on. Let's keep playing this until music starts. Alright, so we have to go through... So I'm gonna go through the first part of the thing. Oh, I can. Okay, so we need to... Oh. Okay, I'm gonna message him. I'll go through the first mission, but I'm gonna message him and let him know. Can actually play the first mission. No rush, but whenever you're ready, I'ma start playing. All right. Oh, hey, Sepheser. If you'd like to, no rush if you're still playing with Panda. All right, so I don't know. Shouldn't there be music in this game? All right, it doesn't matter. I'll just start. Have I been on any trains lately? Are you gonna say like train these nuts or something like that, Dad? You better not. All right, cool. Then I'll get you in a call. Hold on. Actually, I can just call this. So hopefully this works. So I need to, so if I open this, how do I invite somebody?
So once you start, you can toggle that thing in the top corner.
Oh, okay. So I need to start the job.
Yeah.
And then continue.
And hopefully I can just join.
So since I'm not on Steam, that's, okay, crossplay. Here we go. So turn that on. Allow any player to join your career. This can be turned off at any time. Okay. Invite a friend. Okay. Password is, let me know when you can put a password in.
I need a room. I can see it there, so.
Can I press, here we go.
Alright.
There we go. Okay. That looks like your car. Dude, I wish it looked like my car. My car isn't. Oh, are you in my thing?
Yeah.
Oh, frick. Alright, hold on. Let me turn off my music since there's actual sounds and stuff. Oh, it's very, oh my gosh.
You'll be seeing him a lot, don't worry.
Is there like lore to this?
Oh, there's a story, it's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I didn't look at the controls, so I need to figure out these controls. Yeah, I wish I went to, I was talking to Rich about that today, Dad.
Your nozzle. Mouse wheel switches nozzles.
Oh.
Left click fires, right click.
Make sure
Hold
turn
left to fire, click right to just turn it on.
Let me turn down my game volume real quick. Audio. There we go. Oh. Also, my game seems really like I messed with the settings earlier, but I need to see if I can turn up the brightness. Is there a brightness toggle? Field of view? Oh, heck yeah, we gotta go 90. How do we... I guess there's probably no way to turn up brightness. That's alright. That's fine. Okay. Alright. Okay, so I'm guessing the only goal is to clean?
Yes. And probably the most important button, tab.
That, oh, to see the dirt?
Yeah.
Oh, does it get very, very hard to tell what you've missed? I need to turn this audio down more.
Depends on how complex what you're washing is. And then control toggles, crouch, and then...
I probably need to turn that up a little bit, but for now I'm gonna... Oh, control... Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
see, I think I'm supposed to be power washing my parents' house when I go home to Florida, and I'm curious if it will be... Because this is satisfying. I don't know if I'd say this is...
power washing is actually quite satisfying. Far more obnoxious than this is.
Oh, yeah, because you have to... Everything's got to work correctly, and...
Everything's got to work correctly, and you've got to not just blow the dirt back over what you just cleaned.
And you have to realize that you're in real life, and real life sucks.
Yeah. So, different grime, by the way, is...
Oh, you can go
to
extra
off.
down.
So, sometimes you have to go over something multiple times, or use a narrower nozzle.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I mess with the dirt graphics? Like the... Oh, no. Shadow resolution. Isn't there like a dirt... Okay. No, never mind. Alright, it just looks like that. So you have to like... Oh, for like... Oh, I see. I think. Oh, no, that just came right off.
The narrower the nozzle, the more powerful it is.
Oh.
So, like the windows, for example, if you go over them with like a wide nozzle, you're not gonna get the grime off.
Oh, I see. So then how do I switch it again?
Mouse wheel.
Mouse wheel.
Or E lets you bring up the whole, lets you switch your extension, your power washer, and your nozzle.
How'd you get on the roof? Oh, frick, dude, we have like a mega jump.
Yeah. Don't use soap. Soap's a waste of money.
Oh, did I use soap?
No,
Okay.
I'm just saying you can. It's something you can buy, but it's consumable and frankly not really worth it.
Does it make it go by faster?
It can if you use it correctly.
Well, I think the entirety of this game is based off of time, so
The entirety of this game is based off of being chill and satisfying.
I guess that's
But
fair.
there are people that do speed money.
Well, I mean, I more mean
They're kind
like
of hilarious to watch,
any
actually.
any like. Oh, I'm so curious now. But I just mean like any. Like when you play Breath of the Wild, the tactic is like, or any like Zelda game or like a Mario game, like the tactic. There's different tactics to go about playing the game. This one is just like you spend time doing stuff. Obviously, there could be some sort of tactic, like I don't know what nozzles you use and stuff. But in the end, it's just like
Yes.
I'm using my time. How much time am I willing to spend on? But I guess that's any game, if I'm being
My
honest.
way I played this, since I literally was doing it just for a chill, mindless game, you put the yellow nozzle on and don't really worry about it.
Oh, I was using the extra wide one. Whoops.
You can.
Seemed to work for a second.
The yellow is I found like the happy medium of kind of works for everything. So if you don't want to have to think about it, it's nice.
So does the little ding mean that it's done?
The ding means whatever part you are currently washing is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it needs to ding.
Yep.
Does it like erase the rest of the dirt? Do you like it? Because there's
Yes.
like, okay.
You only have to get like 90-something% of the dirt.
Okay.
So yeah, like if you come over here, you
Half-Life
can
2
see
beta? What do you mean?
there's a bunch of harder to get grime around the window. You hit tab.
Oh,
That your
I
first
just
pass
realized.
didn't get.
Oh.
So once you are down to 3 things remaining, by the way, you'll see that to-do list popped up.
Oh. Oh, and it's showing exactly that I have to finish this mirror right here.
Yep. You can also check the progress of every single part by hitting escape.
We did it.
Yeah. The D6 still says 99% on my side, but that's
Do
again
we-
D6.
Well, hold on. I have 99 as well.
Just hit escape and it should do the little montage.
Oh. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's nice. So wait, so we earned 150. So what is the money for?
Buying extensions, better power washers,
Oh.
that kind of stuff. You can also read these like messages you're getting, and they get pretty funny.
Hey Doc, I hope you like a challenge because I'm pretty sure I've got the dirtiest backyard you've ever seen. That's not me bragging, BT dubs. I had nothing to do with it. They just moved back to town for a bit to help folks and are both down to their last knee and rented what I thought was a great little place. Should have questioned why there weren't any garden picks in the ad. They must have bred rhinos here or something. I don't know, that's fair. Anyway, my girls are itching to get out there, but I don't want them still itching when they get back inside. Nice. So please do your thing. What's the beta?
If you actually read through those, you'll get the very basic.
No,
story.
I don't. What do you mean,
Let's
Heku?
start here. Oh, he ran away.
Is there a Half-Life 2 beta thing? Because I feel like that's something you might know. Purple Soldier said that there's a Half-Life 2 beta. Is there something new for Half-Life? Because I know they did the VR thing. They added like a VR mainline mod.
No,
Did you
I
get
don't
up
know
there?
anything about that. The lawnmower.
Wait, what
There's a
happened?
cat up here. that,
Oh, you scared
jumped
him
and
away?
phased into the ground on the other side of that bush.
Oh, you scared him. Oh my gosh, I just realized how dirty this was. Ah, how'd they not get any of the dirt? Dude, look how clean the grass looks, though.
I know, right?
It makes your grass look better. You might as well keep that.
Well.
All right.
Pick something and start washing.
All right, I'm going for this grill. Heku Soldier, you got to help me out here, buddy. I'm gonna use the big one. Can we move up to like acid so it cleans it faster?
No.
There's got to be like acid can't do that much to concrete.
I mean, acid is a very general term.
I don't know. So like, there's got to be better things than water that we can like upgrade to. Water's like the lowest form of liquid. That's a joke.
I mean, that would be the soap, but
But you have to pay, like it's not permanent, you said, right?
no, you have to pay for like bottles of it.
Oh, dude, the dings are the best part so far.
The dings are the best part.
Oh, I love the dings.
You will learn to enjoy the ding.
You will love the dings. See, I so badly want to talk to you about Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't know how to talk about it where we don't spoil anything. Like, small things like I think, okay, here, I'll ask some small things about it while we're doing this. Because we haven't talked about this. What's your opinion on the shrines, the new version of the shrines? Do you think they're better or worse?
They're about the same, honestly. Like, having done a decent amount more of them now, they're more or less the same. Some of them are quite fun.
There was one I did yesterday. Purple Soldier, I'm not Googling it. You came in here telling me about it. You can't do that. That's really funny. I'll look it up later, Heku Soldier. Unless you want to put it in the Discord. If you're in the Discord. That's my tactic, get you in the Discord. So I did this one yesterday. I cannot get the spot. Do I need this maybe? That is so hard to get.
Yeah, getting the angle on some of the stuff is... I should also mention that distance also affects how, like, powerful your water is.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking that. I'm just gonna get there. Oh, it's doing the dings for each one.
Yeah, it'll do a ding for every single little piece.
There was a dungeon I found. I'm trying to think of a way to explain this. It was one of the ones where it takes off all your clothes, makes you nude, Link.
The endurance.
And yes, so there was a ton of bad guys, but you pretty much not leveled up, but you weaponized your little friends. I don't know a better way to put it without spoiling what it is.
I know which one you found.
That is a great one. I loved that mission.
I literally shoved the two of them into the second room and then just went and hid in the corner for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
so you went and made dinner.
So you didn't even weaponize them.
Just the first two.
Like did you add stuff onto it?
Yeah, I gave them like the spike wall.
Oh, dude, I put like cannon stuff on it. It was so much fun. Oh, I loved that mission. That one was so much fun. Like, because I didn't know those were even a thing.
I didn't either until that trial. Actually.
But I actually haven't messed with the building a lot. Have you built anything pretty impressive yet?
I wouldn't say anything impressive. I built a couple like weird things to get certain tasks
I
done.
can't. Oh, did I finish the whole thing? No, I didn't. I wanna get into like the building, but I need to upgrade. I still haven't figured out how to upgrade my my belt yet. I can't tell if it's...
Your
It looks pretty clean. The like thing for the is there a way to like hold the button down? Can like so that it's always spring? Ooh. What's up, Gustavo? The belt, your power belt, the thing that keeps charge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, frick, why am I like moving all weird? What the heck? Wait, is that? Oh, that's how it normally is. That's weird. Why was that? Why did that feel so weird? That's how you normally move.
Another thing, when you look at something, a specific part, that bar, there's a white bar up by the percentage, like the straight bar, not the ring around it. that tells you how dirty it is still.
Like, oh. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's
So
cool.
That's the easiest way to tell if something is fully clean yet.
I'm good, Gustavo. How you doing, homie? I feel like I'm losing water pressure. Is that a thing? Can you lose water pressure?
No.
I don't know if it's just because I've been spraying for so long, but like when I turn, it feels like I'm not turning the way I'm supposed to turn. Like I feel like the angles are so weird. But I think I just might be getting too used to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh! Okay, here's something I wanted to ask you. Do you ever watch Game Theory, Matt Pat?
I've watched a few videos, but not like regularly.
So, the reason I ask is I haven't watched him in a long time. Didn't really have any interest in a lot of his videos, because most of it was Five Nights at Freddy, which now that I'm into Five Nights at Freddy and the lore, I want to play the games and then watch through them all. But I watched one recently that one of the students I worked with told me about, and it's about a game called, or a game that's being made called Welcome Home. And it's this website. It's this website where it's like, there's like a bunch of puzzles and stuff in the website to kind of figure out what's going on. And but I believe the dude's making it into a game, but he made a website to kind of promote it. And there's like the way you kind of figure out what, oh gosh, that's so, oh, I'm crouched, that's why. And like one of the things that he, like one of the things that you do is like, you have to mess with like the URL, you have to do all this stuff, and it like opens up like, oh, doesn't seem right. You have to like Control A an entire page so that you can see some of the words. And it's super creepy, but in a really cool way. And I was thinking about it. It's like, that is how more indie games should promote their games. That would be such a cool way. I don't know, like off the top of my head, a way to do that for like just regular indie games, but for sure horror games. That'd be such a cool way to promote some of the games. Like that would have been so cool if they did that with Five Nights at Freddy's. Like to promote it as like because the way it's being promoted is that it's an old TV show that got taken off the air because a bunch of the people that were working on the show mysteriously disappeared and stuff. Which saying that out loud sounds really cheesy, but it is like the way they did the story was really cool. But I was thinking that like that's such a good idea. I wish more games would do that.
Yeah.
Gustavo, this is Power Wash Simulator.
Creative marketing is always good, but it's not easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I feel like not only is that a good thing, but also that's why a ton of people screw up their games is they talk too much about it.
You're not wrong, actually.
I'm surprised how good of a job Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild did. Where Breath of the Wild needed a lot of like, this is what the game is, this is what it's about, without giving more than they needed to. And then Tears of the Kingdom, like they showed almost nothing off till the very end. And it was,
I feel like they should have still not showed some of it off. Like,
yes,
still
but I think it was perfect for people that aren't you and me who are already going to buy the game. But yes, I do agree. Where should I put Half-Life 2 beta video in the Discord? You can put it in gaming. Gaming's a good one. Because is it a mod? Because the Half-Life 2, I mean, obviously that game's already out. They've already done the first upgrade. I think they did another RTX upgrade recently. And then I saw that they did the VR, was like a mod that they officially published, I guess. I don't know a better word to use. Ooh. This is kind of satisfying. I feel like this is like this kind of satisfying that Truck Simulator is. Yeah. Except this might be... Except this is a little bit more mind-numbing than Truck Simulator, in a good way. I still need to give Void Train a try.
It's a lot of fun.
I think I'm stuck. There we go.
You like Raft? It's.
I like trains. That's the thing that I
mean,
really
yeah.
like. Oh, I didn't... What am I standing on?
That's the entire half the reason I started playing the Honkai Star Rail gacha game. It's just like Space Train.
I don't remember if I told you about the fact that I get ads for that constantly now.
I mean, it's freaking popular. And Hoyoverse has money to chuck at marketing.
Yeah, especially with how well Genshin Impact did / is doing.
Yep.
Dude, Gustavo. Birthday next month? My birthday's in like 6 months.
Hey, it's my sister-in-law's birthday today. I need to send a text.
Dude, you gotta remember that. What are you doing?
Listen,
Dude,
the fact that I remembered that much is already...
oh, dude.
beautiful.
I wish I would. I always forget people's birthday. I am terrible at remembering birthdays.
This is like the month I have to remember. Because there's just
Oh.
a lot of birthdays this month for my family.
August is like, everybody that I know has like, oh my gosh, what the heck? Why am I... Oh, I guess side to side's like a little bit slower. Yes, I am playing multiplayer. See this guy right here? How many people can you have at a time in this?
Doing the story missions too.
Wait, you can do a lot more?
There's some bonus missions that I want to say it's either 6 or 8.
That's 8 people in like, I would love to see like a tiny map with just a ton to see how fast you could do it.
And then you also get to cry and desync while you're having that many people.
Well, yeah. I don't know why, I don't know, I guess I don't know how online gaming works enough to complain about the fact that that happens with so many games.
I mean, it is not a lack of effort in most cases. It is complex.
Well, how does, because, oh, I guess when you're
like
running...
this. So the problem is you get games like this one where it's a lot of very tiny changes happening constantly, and trying to keep that matched up between these games without having them run really slow is not easy.
Well, my thought is like, obviously, I guess, because I was gonna say there's the difference between like multiplayer games, because you have obviously the server-based games like MMOs, like the Call of Duties type things, where it's all based off of something. But when you run the server, there's obviously a difference.
It's that combined with, keep in mind, like, take an MMO, for example. You need to transfer, hey, this person did this attack, hey, this person took this much damage, hey, this person has now died. And those are all the changes you really have to send, other than, obviously, like, movement. Mm-hmm. Whereas this, every little bit of dirt I wash off has to be sent to your game.
Ooh.
To tell your game, hey, that dirt's now gone.
Yeah, but it's dirt.
Yes.
No, because that is the thing. Like, mechanics like these are so like crazy cool to me. Like the fact that this is like, you're in a way just painting the rock a different color in a way. I'm sure that's not how it is in video game terms, but like you're going from one color to another, but it's like the entire, like, there's different levels of it and stuff. And like that simple of a game mechanic has made an entire game. And then there's just environments to do it on.
Yep.
Which is kind of sick. Oh my gosh, it's in between all the rocks.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, alright. Oh, this is stupid.
Oh, don't worry. That one's still pretty mild.
Wait, I have a challenge. You find a green thing in the studio. You have 10 minutes starting. What's in my room? I got my Switch controller right here. You think I'm not gonna find a green thing? The best Switch controller, the Splatoon controllers. All right.
I've never tried Splatoon.
It's a great game. It's very much stupid. Like, I don't know how people get competitive with it. That's the thing that actually ruins that game, is the amount of people that are like crazy good at it. Because it is just fun to mess around, and it's a fun like team game. The maps are really cool. The movement is really good. The guns are super unique because you can't really use those type. The way those guns are used, instead of them being like pinpoint accuracy, it's like just bullets over there. Like it's like a every gun's like a a water gun pretty much, and you like have to angle it way up if you want to do it. Usually everything's kind of close combat a lot of the time. But it is really fun. It's a good game. I haven't played the third one though. And I kind of feel like I missed out on it at this point. Ah.
I'm gonna have to figure out I'm taking a trip home
Ah.
next weekend. I'm gonna have to figure out some other games to put on my Switch, because frankly I'll probably have burned myself out on Zelda by then.
What games do you have for the Switch?
I have a couple that I could play that I didn't like play a huge amount. I'm probably gonna end up picking up the Mega Man remakes.
What about Mario 3D World? Monk, what's up, homie?
I would play Odyssey probably before I play that.
Come on, dude. 3D World is, in my humble opinion, better than Mario Odyssey. Have you not played Odyssey?
Nope.
Oh, what the heck?
My brother-in-law and just never got around to it.
What are you doing? Oh my gosh.
I mean, at this point, I've watched so much people playing it, speedrunning it, and all this other stuff.
The pond? The pond wall is only 46% complete?
Keep in mind, the pond walls are shared between the two.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. Alright, keep going, I guess. Hey, thanks for coming by, Gustavo. Did you ever play Link's Awakening?
I didn't. I own it, and I just never got around.
Oh, Link's Awakening's great.
It was kind of, if I'm being honest, it was kind of I wanted to play the original version first, which I now
Oh, don't play the original version, dude. You're gonna taint the game. The original version, here's the thing. I have tried the original version.
I mean, if you're not prepared for an old Zelda game, yes, it's not going to be fun.
It's just like, that's the thing, it's like, one of the reasons I think I would have had a much better time on, ooh, this is something we can talk about, because I feel like I'm going to set you off right here. A much better time playing Ocarina of Time if I played the 3D version is because the 3D version is just the better version in almost every way. I would have had so much more fun because the controls are better, but I don't have any way to play it. The game looks better. I love the environments in Zelda. You don't play that game for the environments. Ocarina of Time. You play it because the world is super cool, for the lore and combat, all that stuff. You do not play it because it's a good-looking game, because it is not.
You play it for the dungeons, honestly.
The dungeons.
Some of the best.
But like, one of the things that they have in the 3D version is you can switch your boots on and off, like instantly with the touchpad.
No, so I'll be honest, that is literally how the Water Temple got its reputation. It wasn't because the Water Temple was hard. It was because constantly opening your menu to switch your boots on and off was so obnoxious.
Yeah. And I think that is one of the things that's it shows that Nintendo is an old company because every mistake that they've had from their old games is like improved on every single game. And it's not just like them learning from it, but it's them forcing that learning. Like even the jumping thing, like they had to have people come in and be like, yeah, we shouldn't do this anymore. And they're like, oh, okay, I agree with you. Because I think it was something to do with one of their younger developers, like convinced them. They're like, people don't like this. We should stop.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
Of course you can call me
Those
Spicy
devs have
Boy.
been at that for a long
Of course you can. I'll check it out in a little bit,
Heck,
Hecku. I promise.
On who actually makes those games.
Oh well, yeah. That's the thing. Is like, that is something that I'm very. It's such a weird thing because like I know older people that play video games, but it's usually the way it is like they play it a very simple way. I'm so curious about how people like Miyamoto and those guys, like, do they just play them? Like, are they just very, like, are they good at these games? Probably not. Because he obviously thinks of it in a very critical way when he plays games. But, like, the idea of watching someone who's...
Honestly, an interesting question.
Because do you know any old people that play video games?
I mean, my father.
Is he good at video games?
No.
Exactly. I don't know.
He plays in a very chill way.
Which is awesome. I think that's really cool, and I'm all for that. But they're always really bad at video games, which is fine. But, oh. It did the ding. Did it do the whole ding? It did.
The base of that pond has not quite done that.
Yes, but... Oh, it did the ding. All right, hold on. I want to... How do I turn this off? There it is. Oh. What happened here? Why was I not paying attention to this? Why is it like an explosion? Did something explode?
We don't know.
Oh, is this the part of the lore?
Not really.
No. Oh, okay. You made it sound like it was.
Yeah.
Buffy, what up, pimp?
The lore starts when the cat gets involved.
Oh, okay. I'm interested. Buffy, how are you feeling on Tears of the Kingdom? Okay, that's another question I'll ask you, Sepheser. Do you have a place for it in your, like, top 5 Zelda games?
Top 5? Yeah, probably.
I am, like... Now, I always said that my 2 favorite games, or 3 favorite games, I always kind of put them in categories. My 3 favorite games was Battle for Middle-earth for RTS, Mario 3D World for, like, platformer, and then, is that the whole thing? That is the whole thing. And then Breath of the Wild for adventure games, very closely followed by Wind Waker and Shadow of War. I am almost ready to just put Tears of the Kingdom above both of those games. There's just so much to do. And like there's nothing I can go into that game and complain about yet.
I have one sort of major gripe, but it's a purely preference-based thing.
Oh, let's hear it.
Not like a problem with the actual game.
Thanks for coming by, Hecku.
But yeah, I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell it to you later, but it's something like
A little spoilery.
it's not spoilery. I just don't want to give people the wrong impression.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's
It's really
fair.
not something to worry about unless you're very specifically like I am.
Oh, dude, I love doing the exact opposite. Where if I have a problem with something that's very much my personal taste, I like make it like it's the game's fault and that the game sucks because I love being like
I
that.
guess I can actually say it. I don't know if you've noticed this, but they're very, very vague on whether Breath of the Wild actually happened or not.
Oh.
Because if you noticed, they don't really reference it.
Well, they talked about
They talk about
Calamity.
Link- They, very rarely. They talk about Link having saved the kingdom, but they never talk about the details of how he saved the kingdom.
So
They very rarely... I don't actually remember them saying the name Calamity Ganon in this game.
they for sure said something about Calamity. They might not have said Ganon. They said something about Calamity. And they have... And one of the things is that they all, like you said, they know that he is an important character and he saved the kingdom already. But yeah, they haven't... They
But,
haven't
the
talked
Divine
about it.
Beasts haven't been mentioned, and who knows where they went. No one mentions any of the Sheikah aside from the towers.
Ooh.
We don't even have an indication that the Sheikah stuff existed.
It is quite a bit less. It's actually a lot more of a happy game than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot darker, but I'm kind of hoping. I wonder if it's going to be like dark underneath or something.
Yeah. And then aside from a few minor exceptions, they seem to be operating under the assumption of no side quests were completed in Breath of the Wild.
That I understand because
Because like characters that would recognize you if you had done side quests don't.
yes.
The one exception, because it exists at all, is Terrytown.
Yes.
Because you have to acknowledge that Link did something for Terrytown to exist.
I don't know why that's your gripe because I have a way bigger gripe, and this is something that they need to fix. But go on.
It is more because it makes it feel like the effort I put into Breath of the Wild doesn't have value. Because it's not acknowledged in a scene. And obviously, like I said, this is a very much my personal preference. Right.
See, that actually, I understand that because I do feel one of the things that I have to do is so I have all these amiibo cards and then the amiibos because I want all the special things. One of the things I was thinking about is that so they give you a ton of like weapons and stuff that I've just been throwing off the side because it makes my side quest pointless. And I was thinking about it, I was like, well, it's cool because it changes up what's going on in the story and stuff. And I was thinking about it, I was like, it'd be really cool because they did that with the horses, but it would be really cool if they did make the side quest like kind of affect a little bit of stuff that's going on from the last game in some way. That would have been a really cool thing for them to do because then they would have been able to be like, okay, this is because I'm guessing that is the reason I think the side quest thing is like that is they don't want people that are playing to be a little bit confused as to what's going on.
Yeah, they don't want to alienate people that didn't play Breath of the Wild.
And I'm sure there are side quests that would really confuse people. And so they were just like, well, we don't want to do it for some, and then other ones, it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, design-wise, I fully understand why they made the choice. But as someone who did play Breath of the Wild, I feel like it cheapened the experience.
How do you get up here? Oh, I probably should use this and then go up. Okay, so hold on, let me read what you said. Oh yeah, Rachel was telling me you were playing at your house, her house, Buffy. She needs to finish Breath. Did she finish? She might have actually finished Breath of the Wild now that I'm thinking about it. Dude, Sapphire, what's up, buddy? Okay, so here's the biggest complaint, which is a little bit of this isn't really a story spoiler, this is more of a lore spoiler. So if you don't want lore spoilers, mute me for like 25 seconds. No, mute me for a minute. They keep calling your house at Atano Village Zelda's house, and I'm ready to fight somebody over it. I built that house. I got all the materials for that house. Zelda did nothing.
But
huh?
Technically, you just repaired it.
But I did all the work. Zelda did nothing. She sat on her stupid, dumb throne while I did all the work. She was sitting there whining about Ganon while I did all the work to build that house. And now they're calling it Zelda's house. And they're like, oh, well. And I can't even use there's nothing I can use in there except for the bed.
Yeah.
Bunch of scumbags. Yeah, but they're a bunch of scumbags. That's my house. I want my house back. Why can't I choose to have my house? It's not Zelda's house. Well, she better have bought it from me. Where's my money for it? Oh, every time they said it, I genuinely was like, what the heck?
That's a great question, purely because you need the money.
And the reason that's a lore spoiler is because that probably means that you and Zelda lived in that house together and doinked each other. Probably. That's what I keep reading people talk about.
You're making some assumptions there for sure.
Anyways, that is my gripe, because it was genuinely making me like, what the heck? That's my house. I did the work. Because I did. Like, when I first did that.
Oh, you did just remind me of something. This I honestly just find funnier than anything. This game, as far as, like, I'm not an expert of the lore. I know a decent amount, but I'm by no means something.
Zelda or
Zelda.
Power Wash? Okay.
This game is a giant middle finger to anybody that tries to follow the lore.
And I think that's on purpose. I knew that was going to happen. They were so tired of following that stupid timeline.
Yeah.
They probably just want to piss those dudes off, which I hope so.
Does not make sense at all, as far as I can figure. As part of the Zelda timeline.
I want like an overarching thing. Like, I really like that Skyward Sword's the start of it and everything. Like, the Skyward Sword being the start of it is really, really fun and everything. And stuff like that. I want there to be an overarching thing, but I think it makes the games... I think that there's a good chance that the games can suffer from them having to follow some sort of lore. It doesn't have to, but I think that there is a chance that it does. But I
would not say they could suffer. I would say it would make development slightly more difficult, but again, this is personal preference. I think they would have been better if they'd actually put a little more effort into trying to make the games function as a greater story. But that's because that is just the kind of thing I enjoy a lot.
Then that's fair. I think my biggest thing with that is I want to be able to think that this fits somewhere, but not have to care about the small details of why certain parts don't. I think that just makes for a better game in general anyways. But
my counter to that
exactly, Buffy, that weapons aren't even on the wall anymore. Lily, what up, poop? Go on.
My counter to that would making it work is simply a matter of putting in a little bit of extra effort.
I'm trying to think of a rebuttal here, because I know there is one, but I don't know enough about Zelda lore to give it.
Like, there's some wonky stuff in there, but there's also a lot of, like, backstory that, frankly, it would be really interesting to see it get fleshed out.
So, for example, one thing that... Now, I haven't gotten far enough into the game, so this isn't a spoiler, this is just my hopes. I want there to be, and I'm guessing there's not going to be, but I would die for there to be ruins of Skyward Sword's place. What the heck is it called? What's the city in Skyward Sword called?
Skyloft?
Skyloft, yes. I would love for there to be ruins of Skyloft.
The Lost Temple from Breath of the Wild was long theorized to have been the statue.
What are we looking for here?
Okay, so in this case you can hit escape to see what barbecue patio trim and on
this stupid party. What do you mean? Oh, I see. Stupid patio. Alright, that's one trim. Yeah, I did. I remember watching lore on that. Hey! Woo! Hey, dog, got you over here with a bungalow. Alright. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I gotta tell you, I don't think I could ever play this on my own. But I really did enjoy that.
They put out. They keep doing hilarious crossovers with this game, putting in mission like jobs from random stuff. Their first one was Tomb Raider, old Tomb Raider from like the early 2000s, late 90s. Because games published by Square Enix. So they have the ability to do that.
Oh yeah.
Second one was Final Fantasy VII Remake. And the third one that they're now working on.
Is it a DLC?
They're free DLCs.
Oh.
The third one that is currently going to be coming out here is SpongeBob.
Does Square Enix do the SpongeBob games?
I didn't think so, but I don't know.
I love that. Lily, I'm so glad you. So, Lily sent me a message on Discord that was. It probably wasn't this long, but to me, it felt like a minute long, just complaining about. What's the one where you move the Magnesis? That the new version of the Magnesis is. Well, she was saying that how frustrating it is to use, and Lily, I gotta tell you, that made me think of like an old person thing of like I can't figure out how to get this thing moving. It's so funny. Oh, you were cracking me up. I meant to tell you that, Lily. That was so funny. But I'm glad you're enjoying it because it is a great game.
It is a really good game.
I was reading someone talk about something in the game, and there was something in the game that made me, or something that he said made a lot of sense. He was talking about how every like ability in the game is used so well in the world that it's like its own. It makes it feel like the whole game. It makes it feel like the game could be each ability changes the game so well that like they're not even all. It's almost like they just were like, this will be fun, this will be fun, this will be fun, and then built the world around that. And it made me think about that while I was playing, and it made me use the abilities in a very different way. They did such a good job with the abilities, like such a good job. That's where I'm getting at with that.
No, they're all really well done.
You got used to it, Lily. I'm glad. My home is a safe place for geeks. Dude, all the homies? Yeah, we're playing a player. We're playing is it what does a geek mean? Is that someone that's like good at I'm trying to remember. What's the difference between a geek and a nerd?
Geek is typically
we can buy
nerd
stuff.
is like smart, likes math, science, etc., etc.
Oh.
Geek is like Star Wars and Star Trek.
Oh, frick. I think I'm a geek. Oh, geek sounds so much lamer. All right, let's spend all our money on clothes instead of anything useful.
Please don't.
Geek is like
getting real obnoxious when you don't have a better power washer.
Geek is like techie. I think it's opposite, right?
Geek can also techie is a little bit of an overlap, but I would say it's probably more geek. Yeah.
Oh.
I guess it depends in what way you're.
Oh, you can buy better. Should I buy the medium duty?
Yeah, I would just save up for the better power washer.
Okay.
In my opinion. Like.
Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, bonus jobs. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. I know, but what's the? I'm curious. What is the DLC ones? They're under free play. No, I'll have to look later because that's something I'd like to do in the future.
They're bonus jobs.
Oh, bonus job at the. Oh, I don't even see them. It just shows desert.
You probably have to actually go download the DLC.
Okay, I'll have to look at that later because that seems like it'd be a really fun Hortober thing. I've always wanted to do. Have you ever played the visceral cleaning?
Yes.
I've always wanted to play that. Bungalow or playground?
Either one.
Let's do the bungalow because the playground actually looks really fun. Let's get the bungalow out of the way. I don't know how long you're wanting to stay on, but
I can go for a while.
I can too. Also, Lily, I know I said it, but So oh yeah, this is. Oh, good.
Just for the record.
Oh, there's ladders.
Move the stool and the ladder.
Oh, wait. How did I see? Why did it show me a ladder when I got up to this? That was weird. Or did you try to put it there?
It's because I was picking one up.
Oh.
So it's showing you where you place it.
Oh, okay. Oh, frick. What happened to this house?
Who knows?
Look at all these other houses. They're incredible. And then we go to our house.
You don't always get explanations for what happened.
Who did this?
Although one of the later ones is a tornado threw cow poop all over the place.
Oh, that's funny. So we've had a ton of car trouble recently. It's like every time we're like close to getting something figured out with our cars, like another terrible thing happens. Without getting into detail, it's pretty awesome. But so I was like, all that was going on. I've had to like carpool. I've slept at my school, waiting to get picked up and stuff like that. So it's been not like it's a terrible thing, like it happens, but it's been like, okay, figuring things out and whatnot. And then my phone broke yesterday and I lost all my contacts, and someone whose phone number I didn't know who it was sent me a video of someone in a Pikachu onesie dancing. And it was so much, and it was Lily, and I think it was Lily dancing, but it was hilarious because I was like, who is sending me this stupid junk? And it was so much funnier when I was like, I had to like go through my brain. I was like, okay, it was you, okay. Because I was like, who would send me this? Because I was trying to add new people to my contacts. I was like, I had to work people. I had to like my new boss, like I had to get their number added, and I was like, I don't know, like they could send me something, and I had to like go through. I was like, who would send me something like that? It wouldn't be my boss. I know. That's why it was so funny. And then after a little bit of thinking, I was like, oh. But I also never add people. So like I never add people's numbers. I don't know if everyone's like that, but that's how I am with phone numbers. It's like I hate going through the trouble of adding numbers unless it's someone that like I'm going to need to remember like who it is when they text me. So like friends and stuff I will add, but like people that I work with I usually won't add. But I use my phone constantly at work, so I had to add all the numbers. But either way, that was really funny, Lily. Well, stop wearing glasses, you freaking nerd. What do you want me to say? Vampire Survivor? I actually have that on my wish list. Is that the game that you played, Sepheser, that you told me to get, or was it something else?
Vampire Survivor's a ton of fun.
Is that the very pixel 8-bit looking one? Okay. So here's the problem with that, Apollyon. You have to have incredible internet for it not to look like trash, because there's so much going on in that game. It's just like so terrible looking on low bitrate. And the games that I play are usually pretty good with the low bitrate. I think Sons of the Forest is one of the few because there's so much foliage that doesn't look great, but I will still stream because I love that game so much. Which I do want to go back to that at some point.
Supposedly they've added a bunch more story.
Yeah, I was seeing that they did a bunch of that recently. I want to get up on this, or not recently, but well, since we've played. Look at this little. Oh, this is a nice little town. It doesn't look like it goes anywhere though.
He's watching us, for the record.
Who is? The cat. Can I shoot him? He's not affected by the shoots.
Nope, he don't give crap.
Get out of here. I would watch Vampire Diaries. What is Vampire Diaries? Maybe I wouldn't. Oh my gosh, that's another thing. You've seen the original Jumanji, right?
Long time ago.
So
Actually terrified me as a child.
okay, so that's the thing. I forgot. So I watched both the new ones. They're fine. I think people give him a lot of crap. They're fine. The Rock sucks, but that's just because he sucks. He seems like an annoying person in real life. That's my big gripe with that show is I don't like The Rock, or the movies. But like I like most of the actors and everything. It's kind of funny. I didn't realize how different of a movie it was. That movie is scary.
Oh yeah.
It's so dark. And I love it.
Was something.
We only watched like the first half of it. Dude, the freaking kid gets sucked into the board game. That's terrifying. I don't know how I watched that as a kid.
I did just remember one of the other controls, by the way.
Okay.
C lets you go into free aim mode.
Oh.
Which can be very useful.
Oh, dude. I'm a speed run, dude. Easy speed run.
It helps when you have a more powerful power washer, but actually one of the most effective ways to do it is exactly what you're doing.
You saw. Of course. Oh, yeah, because your screen's not shaking around. Jumanji, which is how they say it in the new movie for some reason, because it's some stupid Australian dude. Suck it, Australians. Jumanji. The old Jumanji, which is something I want to watch. I want to watch through all the old Jurassic Parks. And then the new ones.
You know, Robin Williams, so it's always a treat.
Yeah, no, Did you ever watch Flubber as a kid?
Yeah.
I remember watching
about that movie recently, and it was kind of one of those, I forgot this existed until I thought about it.
I don't remember if it's good, but I do remember loving it as a kid.
I remember laughing my head off at it.
Oh, that basketball scene. Oh gosh.
I honestly don't remember it that well.
Well, there was a scene where like the guys that were playing basketball were getting crushed or something, and then he puts Flubber, if I remember correctly, on all of his shoes, and then they crush it, which isn't how real life would work, but I love it.
The only two scenes I can distinctly remember are the "give it to him" scene. I think he keeps like hitting a dude in the face or something. It's something like that.
Yes, I do remember that.
And then when he's on the wing of the airplane, Flubber's on the wing of the airplane.
I don't remember that. That would be a fun show to watch again at some point. There are so many movie. There's so many movies I want to watch that I haven't watched in a long time that I have on like a list of things I need to watch.
Once you're more popular, you should do some watch-alongs.
That would be fun. Cause yeah, right now, cause you can't show anything or hear anything. You gotta like.
Yeah, everyone has to acquire the movie.
Unless you're on Kick, then you can just do whatever you want. You can show porn. You can do whatever you want on Kick. But we're not on Kick, so.
Shouldn't be either.
No, if I wasn't like, if I was just doing this as like a short thing, I would be like, oh yeah, I'd use Kick because people are making pretty good money off of it. But I don't think it's going to be very long-lived.
It won't.
I also hate gambling, so morally, I don't want to be a part of it. Blake Spooky uses it, and she gets. I mean, I don't know if she's able to make money off of it yet, but I think she's like, if she does and can, you can make pretty. I mean, it's like 90% or something like that. What happens if can I move this ladder away from here? Like I was. There's no way to prank you.
I mean, there's no fall damage or anything, so I can just jump off the roof.
Oh, well, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Fall damage will require there to be health.
But no, there's a lot of old school movies. Or not old school, but like between 80s and 2000s that I want to go back and watch. And most of the time it's like, for example, the Alien movies I need to finish up because I love the first two Aliens.
Space Jam?
Space Jam, great movie. I haven't watched that in a while, but I feel like I remember a good chunk of Space Jam. Freaking Bill Murray. Ugh. You know what movie does suck though that I just watched at my school? The live action Garfield. Not good.
I had forgotten that existed.
At least the one that I watched was really bad. So
You know what movie sucked in all of the right ways?
I'm interested.
The Scooby-Doo movies.
I
The
love
live
those.
action
Yeah,
movies.
those movies were
They
trashed
were
on.
awful in all of the right ways.
Yeah, it was like, I think it needed time. Was one of the things it needed time for people to kind of get over the fact that it was like they were bad movies, because I think people wanted them to be good. And that was the
needed
problem?
all of the little kids who watched it as children to grow up enough to realize how incredibly inappropriate those movies
Yeah, absolutely. They had Hot Velma. That's such a weird thing for them to do. It's awesome. It's such a, and there's so many like innuendos and stuff.
Oh, an unbelievable amount.
Cause the guy who plays Fred, like he does like podcasts and stuff. He's really funny. He's also married to Daphne in real life.
Oh, nice.
I think he still is, but he was at one point at the very least. But she also did some voices in Rebels with him. She did one of the sisters, like the one that dies, I believe, to Darth Maul. Spoilers, Rebel spoilers if you haven't seen it. Dude, Lily, so I'm glad everyone's kind of on board, because I was just talking to one of my students and he loves those movies. I was like, maybe it just needed the time, because I remember people hating it. Did you guys hate it when it came out? Like, did you hate it when it came out, Sepheser?
I wouldn't say I hated it. I mean, obviously I kind of found it terrifying, so...
Because you're a couple years older than me, but we were we were both teenagers when that came out. So, were you in college?
The original Jumanji?
No. I'm talking about Scooby-Doo.
Oh.
That must have been when we were in maybe middle school for me. Because I watched that. No, actually, I take it back. It definitely at least was middle school, because my brothers weren't at college yet. Here, let me. Ziggy.
02.
Oh, never mind. Oh, wow. 02?
Yeah. So I would have been... 8,
Holy crap.
9.
Maybe I'm thinking the second one, and I probably, because I saw the second one when it came out. I remember we borrowed it from one of the Blockbuster things, because I think it was after Blockbuster kind of died out when that came out. But we borrowed it, and we bought it on VHS, which was like, that was from if I remember correctly, it was one of the last like big movies that came out on VHS. And it was all in black and white for some reason. So we went and returned it and got a DVD, and we bought it on DVD, and we watched it that way. That was, oh man, I loved both of those. Because the second one...
Okay, so you made me think of this.
Good.
Did you ever watch Young Frankenstein?
No, not that I know of, at least.
Okay. It helps if you've seen the movie, but there was a bug, this is a couple years ago, I think, on Netflix, where, for some reason, the Lilo and Stitch movie had the subtitles from Young Frankenstein.
Oh, that's a great...
And this is supposed to be like a kind of comedy Frankenstein movie. Black and white and all this other stuff. And then Netflix responds to this by going, okay, we fixed it. And it just is a screenshot of Young Frankenstein with the Lilo and Stitch subtitle. And it's just Frankenstein's monster looking at Frankenstein with the Ohana means family subtitle.
Oh, yes.
And it's just like, oh gosh.
I actually...
Gold right there.
You've seen it like 100 times, Lily? That is actually really funny. Because, yeah, that sounds like... I've never even heard of that. Young Frankenstein.
It's a hilarious movie.
Okay, Lily, it came out in 2002. Hold on. Is my sister older than you, Lily? There's no way. Because my sister was born in 2000 and... Rachel, when were you born? I think you're still in here. Yeah, you're in here. When were you born? 2002? Man, I'm an old man. I'm freaking 5 years older than you. You say fight me?
Considering I've got like 5 years on you, yes.
Do you have 5 years on me?
When were you born?
97. Oh, man,
Then I have 4 years on you.
Oh yeah, I'm an old man. I have a really fun time though, because I don't know how everyone else is about this, but I don't mind like people calling me old. I don't find it offensive. I think it's hilarious. I have a really fun time calling other people old, because there are people that actually get offended by it. But yeah, I got gray hair. Probably shouldn't have it this early.
So, I do not really have the ability to grow facial hair in any functional way. So it's really funny because I keep myself clean shaven, obviously. Because, again, it would look disgusting if I actually tried to grow anything. I genuinely have to actually convince people I'm 30.
Really? Because it's the exact opposite for me.
Oh, it's hilarious because my best friend, who's a doctor, when we were in our, like, mid-20s...
hold on, Sepheser. Sepheser, hold on. I'm not a doctor, I'm a teacher.
He regularly got mistaken for his 30s, and in one case, his 40s.
What?
He also could grow a full mustache by the time we were, like, 12.
Oh, dude, mine...
Not that young. But it was, like, 14, 15.
I had a full beard when I was 16, I think. I could grow when I was 14 and 15. I'm trying to find... gosh, it's so hard to see. Hold on. I've got a ton in my beard that you probably can't see here. Hold on. Let's go full screen real quick. Let me see if I can pull. No, my camera's not good enough to see the gray hair. I got a lot of gray hair. My hair also looks way brighter on the color scheme I have for my or the color correction I have for my camera. Wow, my hair looks kind of like super brown. My hair's a lot darker in real life. I do have gray hair though.
I'm jealous of my middle brother because
Ziggy,
not
turn
only
on
did
bedroom.
he grow a beard,
Okay.
his beard has a lot of red in it, and it looks cool.
Oh, dude, my friend has a pretty red beard. Where is it? Is that brown? Okay, I have gray hair. I don't have a ton. My dad had gray hair real early on in his life. Well, early on's the wrong word. I just saw my dad. He usually just goes with a goatee. So I saw him for the first time with like a full beard the other day, and it's straight white. Luckily, though, I don't know how everyone else feels about this. I think gray hair looks dope. I don't know how people be making fun of people.
It depends on the shade of gray. If it's like the really white, honestly, even the really white looks good, actually.
I think, like, and this is maybe just me being a dude. Like, for guys, I think guys look good with gray hair, like most of the time. And I am blown away when I find out that women dye their hair, like, from gray. Because I'll see, like, an older person with gray hair. Jokes aside, because what I'd like to say is it's crazy freaking hot. But jokes aside, it looks really, like, it looks good. I'm like, why are you dyeing it? Like, I feel bad because my grandma has this idea that, hopefully she's not here because she might not like me saying this. She has this idea that she feels that, like, she might like the way it looks when she dyes her hair. But I'm like, man, I love her gray hair. I think it looks great. No one clip that because I don't want my grandma knowing that I said that. She probably wouldn't like that I said that on stream. One day I'll have my grandma on stream. But yeah, I think gray hair looks good on people. I don't know why people, like, I haven't seen someone who has natural gray hair. Because even when people dye it gray, like, that's kind of a new thing for younger people to do that. I think it looks super good. Even white as well. Like, all that junk looks good. I'm guessing the WTF was when I said that I wanted to say it looks crazy freaking hot. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to older people. That is a really dark...
We are going to agree to disagree on that one.
I was going to say a friend...
We're going to agree you're wrong.
I have someone that I know. I can tell this story because I'm not going to say names. That me and Digimite, as people in my stream know her as, that we used to go to church with. I was never good friends with her. A bit of a weird family. I was kind of friends with the brother. Like, he was nice dude and all. But she married someone older than her dad, which is like, you know what? If that's what you want to do, fine. But I'm allowed to say that that's weird.
Yeah, no.
You,
that's a little weird.
this is the thing about acceptance and all that, and people can disagree with me. I can find what you do weird, just like you can find what I do weird. There's nothing wrong with that. There's things that are weird. You're gonna have to deal with it. But here's the thing: is she was married to this dude, and I'm 100% for people being able to choose to do that. People can do what they want, and I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for coming by, Lily. Have a good rest of your day, homie. Get further into Tears of the Kingdom so I can talk to you about it. But then she quote unquote cheated on that guy with another old man. And I find that hilarious. It's really terrible because she's kind of a scumbag messing with these old men, because some of these old men have genuine like mental disabilities and stuff. So, but like, how are you moving on from? And they're not like, what's the Batman that people hated? That is like a good-looking old dude. George Clooney. It's not like George Clooney, where he's like in his 60s, but he still looks really young. Like, these are old-looking dudes that are just kind of. I don't know, man.
Some people are into that.
You know what? Do your thing. Whatever. I'm allowed to judge you. That's all I'm saying. Nothing wrong with a little bit of judgment every once in a while. I just want to get you into some of these almost controversial subjects, episode. I'm trying to get you to say stuff. It's not working. You're too smart.
I am far too introverted to say things without thinking them through first.
Not me, dude. That makes it way more fun.
Very little leaves my mouth that I have not considered the ramifications.
Oh, not me. Oh, that's why I want to start having people come in and talk about politics, so I can just start splurting stuff out that I got no idea what I'm talking about. It's great. No, actually, my favorite thing when it comes to politics is to hear other people talk about it, just so I can kind of hear how stupid they sound.
Listen,
it's way more fun.
If it isn't about another dog getting elected a mayor of somewhere, I don't care.
Okay, go on.
I don't even remember what it was. I just remember seeing an article that dog got elected mayor somewhere.
Oh, that's a great idea. What kind of okay. Hear me out on this. Presidents. U.S. president. Which animal would do the best? Which animal, elected president, would do the best? I think the easy answer, and this is like 50 years, so your projection of like where our science get when it comes to like how they communicate and how they can learn, which animal you think that gets the most advanced, that they would actually do the best as a president?
Cat.
I think I would either go dolphin or monkey. Now, the reason I say monkey isn't because, and maybe should have changed how I worded the question if I was going to say monkey, because I think monkeys would just do like Planet of the Apes stuff, which would be sick. But I think dolphins, because they're crazy smart. I don't know. I can't see a cat do it, but I guess that's fair. Cats are definitely smarter than a lot of animals. Maybe a lot of animals.
That's not why I picked cat.
Oh, why?
It'd be lazy and it wouldn't do anything, and frankly, that's
Which is how it should be. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a great point.
Here's a nice hot take for you that you want one from me.
No.
Only reason Trump was a good president is because he was a completely and utterly harmless president. He didn't. Oh,
controversial.
He was an idiot and a buffoon, but he literally accomplished nothing, and that honestly makes him better than half the presidents.
When it comes to politics, people always argue about who's going to be a good president, and I've looked at it where every time a president goes through, the one that cares the most and tries to do the most does the worst. And that's how it always has been. Because I always feel like the person who I would want elected as president is someone that cares about the people the most. But the more I see presidents and like elected officials and stuff do stuff, it's like maybe I don't want them to care.
I mean, no, the problem is that wanting to do things for the people is against the interests of everyone else.
Yeah. But that's the reason I don't care enough about politics. Is like, fudging, dude. You could sell me on you becoming president by having a cool name, to be honest. Freaking Gary Johnson, his unofficial tagline was "Feel the Johnson." That was awesome. And he never like said that was his tagline, but like if I remember correctly, there was a time where he even like quoted it. That's hilarious. That is my favorite thing to do when it comes to coming up to election time, is to follow the what is the middle guys called? Like what is that party called in the middle? Libertarian. I love following libertarian debates, because they're all like, everyone wants to be a libertarian, but then you see a libertarian debate and they're like, oh, they're crazy.
I mean, it's literally a catch-all term for anyone that's not Republican or Democrat, so it's not a very good category to use.
Well, like, I remember watching, there's a guy, I think he's libertarian, that wears a shoe on his head as a joke, and he always runs as the libertarian for certain offices.
Oh, that's, like, rat poison or something like that?
Something like that. Isn't he I
don't think he'd call himself that. I think
I
he calls
love
himself
that.
a dude wearing a hat that wants to give everybody ponies.
Yeah, it's something like that. I love that, dude. But I think Gary Johnson did a debate with other in the middle guys, and he somehow sounded the most sane. The guy after him was like, I believe the quote is, they asked him, should people need a license to drive like a car? And the person before him, or after him, no, it was before him, was something along the lines of, no one should learn, or should you have to have a license to drive. What's next? You're going to need a license to use a toaster, was the quote. And then he got cheered, and then Gary Johnson said, yeah, I think there should be some sort of way to make sure you know how to drive, or some way of telling that you have the ability to drive. And he got booed.
So guess who didn't drive to that debate? The entire audience.
I know. No, dude, you know they all have I feel like those are the kind of people that want to just be different. I feel like that's gotta be or it's just actually that's a good point. They probably are all people that got in trouble for drunk driving or something, lost their license.
Yeah, no. The government, I'll be honest, will never work very functionally because a two-party system is one of the dumbest ideas in existence.
The idea that, because yeah, that is like, anytime you vote for any of the middle guys, which a lot of the middle guys suck anyways. All of them suck. I don't know why I was going to pretend it was just the middle guys.
No, that's the thing. Not all of them suck, but because the two parties have managed to clump them all into one group, that group then gets dispersed
exactly
between all of the other people, and therefore can never actually pose a threat.
And it's always like, that person's not going to win anyway, so you're just throwing away your vote.
Yeah.
That whole argument is so goofy.
Like,
yeah. Oh, dude, I love, in a terrible way, love going into like theories on how just ugly some of that stuff is and how it's like all controlled and everything. It's a lot of fun, but in the worst way possible.
That's true.
Like about how there was like some sort of meeting with, or open house, the thing that CNN did with Donald Trump. You know what I'm talking about? Did you see that recently?
Nope.
They did something where they asked him questions and it made him look, at least from what I saw with other people, made him look really good. People thought that he looked really good. And there's this theory that CNN, like, they did that on purpose because they think that he is the person that has the least chance of winning against Democrats. I was like, that's so genius if that's what they were trying to do.
You know, that's a thing.
I was like, that's terrible and scummy, but like, genius.
Frankly, like, they're right. Like, let's be very clear. The only reason that he won last time
we did it
because they had the bright idea to put him up against literally the embodiment of what everyone hates about politicians.
I think anybody that is sane, that if you ask them the last person they would want to like mess with in terms of politicians, every single person would say Hillary Clinton. No one would want to mess with Hillary Clinton because she is scary and scummy, and anybody that has a brain would agree that she is scummy and a scary person to be around. And she is the only person that has there are what's the word? Not theories, but is that what I'm thinking of? What's the tin hat thing? What's that?
Conspiracy theories?
Conspiracy theories about that I like believe. She's like the only politician that I consistently believe what people say about her. And I love it. Not love it in a way. Oh, you can change the look of them? Oh, okay, hold on. Let's count. So I can't get the heavy duty one until we get 40 stars. So I should just buy the medium duty one?
Yep, just buy the medium duty. Technically, we could get by to try to do it, but don't bother. Just get the medium.
Okay, and then oh, why can't I buy this?
Don't buy skins.
No,
it's not worth it.
It's worth it. How do I buy it?
You're never gonna use that power washer as soon as you get the next one.
But I can't buy it anyways.
I don't know. You might actually have it. So the Prima Vista 3000 one is for the final power washer.
Okay, well then I'll buy that one later. We're buying this one.
Make sure you buy one for the right power washer.
Oh, frick. How do I change the things?
Yeah, that one.
Prima Vista 1500.
Put the skin on.
Prima Vista.
So
Are you?
Prima Vista 15 is the one we just are not going to use now.
Suck. Urban X2. I'll buy another one. Urban X2. Oh, it's the jungle one. What the heck?
While you load the next one, I'll be right back.
Okay, there we go. I got it. How do I change the color? There's got to be a way to change the color. Do you do it in the game, maybe? That's got to be what it is. Okay, then I guess we're good. Okay, career, continue. All right, heck yeah. Oh, hold on, there's an overview. I've got a frankly ridiculous situation on my hand. you see, some of the local children have been coming down with a curious and unsightly form of dermatitis, and a few fretful folk have been putting it down to the condition of the recreational facilities. It's all nonsense, of course, but if we could just humor them and give the whole thing through a hose down, I would be more than grateful. Oh my gosh, yeah, of course they're getting sick. That's just straight up, just looks like poop on here.
Probably is.
Do you change the power washer color in the game?
Yes. I forget how you put the skins on, if I'm being honest. So hit E to change your power washer. No,
Oh, clothing. Oh no, that's not it. Yeah, E. It's this one. And then how do you change the color? Come on. Game. I'm going to look this up.
Oh, click click the thing in the bottom right corner of when you where you can select the power washer.
This. Huh?
So hit E.
E.
And in the bottom right of where it says bottom right of that box of the power washer.
Oh. Okay, it doesn't look as cool as I thought it was going to. Dang it. Whoa, that is a very different color. So wait, can we climb up this? Oh, dude, this is awesome. Oh, no wonder people are... This playground sucks. There's no swings. Look at all this open field, too. This is nice. A nice little place. Okay.
Muckington Park.
Whoa.
Because yes, the town's name is Muckington.
Kind of fits. That's a good name for this town. I have been paying attention to by paying attention, maybe that's not the right word, but to Microsoft a little bit and how they've put out just bad games recently. And I was going to talk to you about this the other day. I am more sure that Starfield is going to be good only because it has to be good. Like, if it's not good, I feel like Microsoft's pretty close. They're going to start just closing down studios.
Probably.
Because I was like going through their list of games. And
I'll be honest with you. It's not a great studio to be putting their bets on.
Bethesda is like a weird, like, where they make great games sometimes.
So Bethesda made good games, but they have now kind of burned through
What is
the
happening?
goodwill they built up.
Why can't I move? Like, have to jump to move.
I think because you're on that slope, it's a little weird up there.
Okay. Well, either way, go on.
Yeah. I just don't think they have a lot of goodwill with their community left. And I think it's going to bite them hard.
Well, that's why they have to make that good game. Because that's the thing is, if they put out Skyrim, like if they had a...
That's the thing. I don't think a good game is going to be good enough. That game has to be absolutely spectacular, and I genuinely don't think they're capable of it.
I mean, on paper, I say on paper, from trailers and stuff, it looks incredible. Like, it looks like what people want out of... what people want of a certain game that isn't even barely a game right now. It looks like that without the multiplayer.
Yeah, like, we'll see. And you know what? I will be pleasantly surprised if I'm wrong.
I will be surprised if it's not good, only because it has to be good. Like, it straight up has to be good. They don't have... That's the thing. You know what studios they have left that make good games and continue to update games to make them better? Rare, who just recently started making good games again.
Yeah.
Well, and not that they went through a stretch of a couple like pretty bad games or average games. They never really made bad games. But like Sea of Thieves, that's a great game. That's a well-made game. What I don't understand is they're putting all this money and time into these companies that can make bangers of they can make redefining games. Bethesda's made redefining games, but they also have made a ton of terrible games that people hate. Which is why I don't know why they're not they're having Sea of Thieves continually be updated. And Sea of Thieves updates, every time I've gone back to that game and they've had updates, it's been like, this game is great. Like, it's just been incredible updates that maybe not like game changing, but like where it's like, oh, that was an enjoyable update and they've made the game better. I don't know why they're not like, hey, let's kind of slow down on Sea of Thieves and let's have you guys make another game. We don't need to put a giant budget in your game. And that's the thing is like, not only are they known to make pretty solid games, that game started off very bad and no content, and they fixed it and made it a good game.
It's a problem of all they care about is their bottom line, and that's a gamble. As opposed to, hey, well, we can milk Sea of Thieves until it dies, and we'll get as much money out of something we know is working. That is, unfortunately, the major downside of the live service module model.
Yes.
That is so popular now.
But I don't know. I guess I'm going based off of so Xbox's problem right now is I don't think they're going to make another at least the way we know Xbox right now, I don't think they're going to make another Xbox. I think what they'll do is maybe make Xbox machines that are just glorified computers.
I mean, that's what it already is.
Yeah, but I mean more oh, this has Linux in it, instead of it being okay, this is a system. Maybe more like the Steam Deck. That's kind of what I was expecting them to do before they announced the new Xboxes. But that's kind of, I still think that's what they're going to do. Oh gosh, I hate being up on this. I'm going underneath. But I am surprised that they didn't do that already. But anyways, when it comes to Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox could make a system. This is what pisses me off about the PlayStation right now. They can make a system and not make a single game on that system, and people will still buy it because PCs are so expensive, and PCs are games made on PC that are made also on console always come out terrible on PC. So it's no one wants to deal with that. No one wants to deal with that. Any good game that comes out on PC, either that's not true. Any good game that comes out on console and PC, either you have to have an incredible card to run it at the beginning until they optimize it, or you just don't get a good run on it. And this is coming from next gen games that have to run on these new cards and stuff. That's just how it is. You either have to put a lot of money into a PC, or you just have to play the game poorly because they don't optimize well on cards. And PlayStation has come out with I can name 2 games that were console exclusives on PlayStation, and one of them was free that I've played and really enjoyed on PlayStation. But they can just kind of rely on everyone else making games for them. And I think that's crazy that they still are able to do that system. And I don't get how they do so well. And I don't mean that as whatever, I don't care. I just I'm frustrated because it's they don't have to make the games that I want them to, that people want them to make. Obviously, PlayStation's made God of War and stuff like that, but they made in terms of groundbreaking games since the PS5 has been out, or the PS4, it's only been a couple real groundbreaking games. Everything else has been made by other people. And I think one thing that makes Nintendo's games, they have to make good games or people aren't going to buy it because they have it on a freaking phone at this point. My phone, there's a chance that my phone might be more powerful than the Switch at this point.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, is they are able to be relatively consistent in putting out good games.
which is what hurts Xbox, in my opinion, is they don't have, well, they didn't think they had to do that, and I think that is hurting them now. It's like, I want Xbox games. I love rare games, which one thing that makes me want this to die out is I want all those old Xbox games on PC. I want rare games on PC. I want all these things on PC. But, like, they didn't have to rely on that because they had Halo, which until Xbox One, they made really good Halo games. Not to say the new Halo game's bad. They just you think it's bad?
So, try to decide how deep down this rabbit hole I want to go. It was not great. So, the best way I can describe it, and I've told this to a couple people, it was I enjoyed the game as a game, but as a Halo game, it was pretty awful.
Let me center what you're saying so that I can understand. So I didn't play the story. For someone that doesn't know anything about Halo, would you say it's a good game for that? Because most complaints that I've heard is the story is goofy and it doesn't make sense, and Cortana is bad in the one before, so people don't like that. Those are the complaints I was hearing.
Oh, they did. They one up that one real hard.
Okay.
So I will actually give you the exact description I gave one of my friends.
But before you go into that, I was going to say the reason I say that is because the multiplayer, like the fighting, the movement, everything in the multiplayer is like top tier when it comes to arena shooters, in my opinion. But there was very little content when I played it. I've heard content has gotten like way more for the multiplayer. But I don't really have interest in going back unless I had like 5 or 6 people that had it. That would like to play it. So that's my big thing is I don't care about the multiplayer. Which is
every
fair.
time I saw, hey guys, new stuff on the shop, new, season rewards. Oh, by the way, none of that single player stuff you were waiting on is coming yet.
Yeah. But anyways, go on.
I just got really annoyed. No, but so the best way I can describe how I felt about the story is as a story, like way the story went, the characters and everything, it was, in my opinion, quite good. As part of the Halo universe, it was a flaming bag of dog crap.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like, I cannot think of how they could have middle-fingered the Halo fans, the people who liked the story, harder than they did with that game.
That's
Because this isn't even a spoiler, this is the very beginning of the game. Cortana, main character, been in the game since the very beginning.
Yep.
Has been killed off screen by a brute. This is not a spoiler. This is the beginning of the game.
She's like the AI, right?
Yeah. Main character that has been with this journey the whole time. Killed off screen.
That's something I would do in a video game just to piss people off. That sounds like something just to piss people off. Because a brute's like the default bad guy, right?
5 set it up and they're like, well, we're done with this. And so they just killed her. And I'm like, that's how you're going to end that?
But they
to a brute?
Brute's like the default bad guy, right?
After the first game, yes. And aside from a few exceptions, they're supposed to be really dumb.
That's really funny.
They're just literal brute force guys.
Oh man. I still like, I don't know, because I get into
Oh god.
I was gonna say just lore in video games for like that, because I'm not into it the way you are into Halo. Obviously, I'm not into Halo. So that's where I'm like, I would, as long as they make a good game, like an enjoyable game, I don't care. But that's not who they're trying to sell they're trying to get new people into it. But that doesn't matter.
I mean, they're trying to sell the multiplayer. They want to be a big
Yeah.
pro gaming scene.
It didn't work. I'm curious where the player base is for that.
The best way, my side of this is definitely the minority when I kind of pose this question to people, is the biggest thing for determining how driven by story you are you more likely to play a game with a good story but bad gameplay, or a game with bad gameplay but a good story?
That has to be based off of what the game is. Not about, and also how you play the games, but like I'm trying to think of an example. Mario Odyssey. It's like no story.
Yeah.
And
so,
that's because
obviously in that case you're in a case of like, it's Mario. You don't go to Mario for story.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get games like Halo, which were trying to tell this epic narrative of this long war for survival. And then they just kind of go, we're just gonna kind of just start flinging stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Well,
and for anyone that has investment in that, it's not fun.
Well, that's the thing, is like, that's why I think like Zelda games do a good job, because a lot of people don't like Zelda stories just in general. Like I think so.
I would pose the question of, why are you playing an RPG if not for the story? But I guess there are people that do just like the mechanics.
Well, like, okay, Twilight Princess. A lot of people didn't like the story and thought it was pretty goofy. I love the story for Twilight Princess, but I also might have a little bit of just nostalgia for it. But like the story for that game is very much like just to direct you in the right direction, because it is way less open than the other games. Kind of like Skyward Sword, where Skyward Sword's very open, or sorry, very not open.
Yeah.
Which, that's the thing, is Skyward Sword's story is so much different than the other ones, because it's more of like almost like you're watching a...
Oh yeah, no.
It's like
Skyward Sword was
way more
100%
story-based.
their first attempt to actually make the story very central.
Yes.
Like, I love Ocarina of Time, but Ocarina of Time doesn't really have a story.
Yeah.
It has this narrative that is going on, but like, it doesn't have any of the typical beats of an actual, like, proper story.
How is this thing... What am I missing here? Oh, on the top. And that is what I like about Skyward Sword, is I can look at that and be like, I'm not playing this for the enjoyment of exploration and stuff. I'm playing it because I think the story's enjoyable and the areas are really cool.
Like, as you're fully aware, I don't love the gameplay of Skyward Sword, but
is the cat here somewhere?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's around somewhere.
Let me see if I can find him. Go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
I do love what they did for the storytelling of Zelda, because that really was their first attempt at that, and it resulted in Breath of the Wild, which was a very good story. And it was definitely much more of they hit the balance of gameplay and story.
Yes. No, I completely agree with that. Did you clean this trash can, or was this trash can already cleaned?
I cleaned it.
What about the floor on the outside?
It's fine. Only the mats cleaned.
No, I know, but was it already cleaned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
then what happened here? Why is it like... Why is it...
We don't ask those questions.
How was it so perfectly dirtied up?
The kids put in a lot of effort.
Their parents made sure that they kept their shoes. They took their shoes
and I'm
off.
sticking to it.
That's another reason why I'm surprised, and obviously it went very well for them. But that's why I'm very surprised they went with Mario as their first movie character instead of like Zelda or.
I mean, it's just kind of the one that worked out first. There have been talks on and off with different companies for a Zelda.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised that that was the first one because like Mario's story is like so just whatever.
Which I think is why it worked.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like, no one's gonna complain about a Mario story as long as they don't, like, you know, make Bowser the good guy or something. Which, I mean, even in that case, Bowser has actually been a good guy in a couple cases.
I'm trying to think of which ones he has been. I know one of the RPGs he was.
I'm not entirely certain of that.
One of the RPGs I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, but like, there's very little to mess up with a Mario story. Whereas opposed to a Zelda story where, again, there are people that are invested in that. And if you do a bad job, they're gonna talk about it.
Don't you? This might be the longest one we've done so far.
Oh yeah,
this
no.
is giant.
The park's a pretty long one. Just wait till we get to the skate park.
This is a great thing for me to play before Tuesday because I'm gonna be playing Subnautica, and I am not sure if I'm excited or not to play that. Because I've never felt that way that I did with that game, but I also started it in VR. And that might have just gotten to me. But like, I'm hoping I can just go and play it and be like, oh, this is actually really fun.
You're not.
I don't think so. Oh, man.
It's gonna be panic-fueled, and it's gonna be hilarious.
I want to try to do that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday and just be able to play it. Because I want to see these different things in the game because it's such a beautiful game. Gosh, this is so mind-numbing.
So, when the Final Fantasy pack came out for this, was...
Oh, I want to feel colder because of this, but I'm still sweating.
But, was right when I was taking my tests.
Oh, Ziggy, turn off
current job.
Okay.
And I was incredibly stressed, so I literally just played this for a couple hours that night after my first test. And it was so nice. Because it was literally just brain shut off. Just power washed.
So, that brings up something that I don't think I've even talked about this on stream. So I played... What's... Minecraft Legends? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Okay. I think my problem with that game was that it was stressful is not the right word because there are good stressful games. I felt like that game was so freaking I don't even know what word to use. I couldn't get like everything that was going on did the controls did not set correctly. So for example, you had to have like it was a really cool idea to have you had like a turret dude, you had like a melee dude that would protect the turret dude, you had like you had like all these different characters that you wanted in your thing. And when they would die, instead of it being like, okay, this guy died, you need to find a way to get him back. It was like, okay, this guy's dead. You have to go all the way back here, create him with these wonky controls, and then get back to the spot that you were at, and then go run it around again. They also had no way to tell if your guy was healed, or like what their health was at, if I remember correctly. So you had all these dudes that were at like half health or full health. You didn't really know. And like everything about it was just like, and I think they also wanted to make it very kid friendly because it's freaking Minecraft. But then it's like all these mechanics that kids wouldn't like RTS games. That's not usually a kid friendly thing. That's usually more of like a teenager to adult type thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like that game so badly. And I think I upset someone in my stream because of that. Like I was like, cause I was just like so frustrated with it. And I don't think people understood how badly I wanted to like that game. Cause it's like, it feels like it's trying to copy one of my favorite games, Mountain Blade, but making it in a more simple way. But I think those mechanics just can't be done in a simple way, which kind of sucks. I think the best simple version of those kind of mechanics is Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, where it is like you don't get to control much of what's going on, which unfortunately kind of sucks because that is a fun mechanic to be able to control those people. But something that really just breaks games like those down is the fact that it takes away a lot of the fun when you lose that control.
Yeah, and there's fun ways to do that style, but it is finicky.
What
Like,
do you
gotta
have an
be
example?
Very careful.
Is that what I'm cleaning? Oh no, you're doing that. Okay. I was gonna say because I'm on this monkey bar and it's not showing the light up.
I'm trying to think of what would be a good example of that, actually. I know I've played games that did it decently.
Because I'm thinking, do you remember that old PS1 or PS2 game that we were talking about a while ago, where you play as a dude that either summons or captures dudes and then they fight for him? It's on Steam, and I was telling you about it. It's like $5 on Steam. It's like a demon game. You play as like this demon dude.
Oh, Overlord.
Yeah.
Overlord actually is a good example. That game was a lot of fun with very simplistic control of your monsters.
And I think I want a game. What I really want. I've talked about this a bunch on my stream.
It was not PS1. That was like Xbox 360.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Did I get that all confused at this point? I really want a PS. I don't know what I'm saying PS for. I want. It doesn't need to be simple. I want like a good RTS game with good action adventure mechanics that's multiplayer. So my dream game is Red Alert, where we say, okay, 2v2. I'm like the lord that you create, that you start off with in that game. And then you say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start building all these units. I'm going to build towers. I get extra abilities because I'm the captain. I get maybe a little extra health. And we work together to take out another team. And to go even further, you could do 2v2v2, 4v4, 2 different teams, whatever. Like, that's my dream game right there that I haven't seen anyone do
supposed
correctly.
to have multiplayer. But there was a period where they were actually making a Command and Conquer
Yes,
game.
and then it got canceled.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Like a first-person shooter plus the Command and Army.
Mm-hmm. I remember them making
Which is
that.
called Tiberium.
Yes.
Yeah, I was super excited when that was in development, and then it got canceled, and I was real sad.
The problem was that I think the technology just wasn't there at the time, and that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, no, that probably is a little bit of it.
Because I think that game would be really hard to make in a not Bannerlord, but a Mountain Blade. The first Mountain Blade game, I feel like that with those mechanics, that works the best with that. Because that was even pretty. I mean, that was somewhat recent. That was like 10 years ago or something. And it's an ugly game, but it made it work because it is like a pretty. What's the word? A pretty. Advanced game in terms of mechanics and stuff. So you like it was a hard one to do, and there was a small group anyways. So I don't blame them, but still, or don't blame them for making it look ugly or anything, because it was just a gross looking game because you don't have a big company working on it. And that's why I like Bannerlord so much. Is it's a lot better looking, and the mechanics were a lot more refined, I guess. Just an all around, for the most part, other than some small things that they never ended up fixing, and I think they're kind of slowing down on the updates.
That implies they were ever particularly fast on the updates.
Well, I mean, slowing down is in like no more updates, because they did quite a few that were really good, and I'm kind of wanting them to be done with it so that way I can install mods and not have to worry about them not working.
I mean, I really hope they're not done at this point, because I don't think it's even out of early access.
Yeah, it is. Should be.
Is it?
Yeah, because they released it on console.
I don't know, like...
Most of this, because I don't really have any...
do not... Where it is now is not enough of an improvement over the previous game for me to say they did a good job.
I couldn't disagree more with how just buggy and awful is probably the wrong word, but just grossly like underdone's probably the wrong word as well, but it's just a old game that is. It was so much more of an improvement in my opinion. But that's fair.
I guess, but let me pose this question a different way. Are any of those changes something they could have done with just an update to the previous game?
Absolutely not. They could not have done it. The Lord mechanic was, or not Lord mechanic, but like how you manage your settlements and stuff was terrible in the last game.
Okay, I'll be fair, I don't actually know that much about that in the old one, so I will defer to you on that.
Well, okay, so when I say Lord mechanic, I mean like just the interactions with other people were very underdone, and then on top of that, the combat was terrible in the last one. Not that the combat's all that incredible in this one, but it works super well in this one. The way it's done, I like a lot. Indeed, I was going to ask you, what's the team you're playing? Also, shouldn't you be getting ready for it? Because I'm guessing it's not like a late night game, right? But no, I really like the game. I don't mind because I kind of at this point would rather them just do what Skyrim does and let the community fix their game, because there's not that many bugs left in my opinion that matter, because I think they're done with like big updates, like adding things. Everything else is just modded at this point. Oh, you're gonna crush him, Aiden. Bunch of scumbags over in Salt Lake City anyways. Where's Salt Lake City? Ziggy, where is Salt Lake City? Oh, never mind.
Salt Lake City, Utah is a city in Salt Lake County.
Bunch of losers over in Utah. Ziggy, stop. Whole bunch of scumbags over there, if you ask me. Oh, we have to do this whole floor?
Oh yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna do the dinosaur. 10:30 p.m. Who's playing at 10:30 p.m.?
Seriously, starting at 10:30?
Holy crap. That's crazy. How long are they? Well, I'm guessing it's the same length as a normal soccer game since you're, I mean, that's at the, you said my game. That's fair. I'm guessing it's just like the same rules and everything since you're playing unified. So the professionals are playing right before you guys? I'm guessing you use the same field, right? I mean, that is pretty much a professional level, isn't it? You're just playing unified version of it. So it's the same rules and everything, right? That's cool, dude. They better start paying you. Do you not get any money for it at all? Or do you have to like do it for a certain while? Do you still have Twilight Princess game? Is it for the GameCube? Well, Aiden, I gotta tell you, I've been every time someone brings up like sports, I'm like, oh yeah, I got a friend who plays for the Unified Rapids team. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. So I've been throwing your name around. Well, not your name. I've just been saying that I've been talking about you at my new school. Our basketball team, no disrespect to our current basketball team, you guys would have destroyed them in basketball. Destroyed them. You need to get paid for it. Rachel, so I do have Twilight Princess notes for the Wii U. I can check to see if I have the GameCube version. Why, do you have a GameCube?
There is old copies of it for the GameCube.
So I have Wind Waker and I have what's the Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition? Is that what it's called?
It was something like that.
Yeah. The Wii U version, Rachel? Because I don't have the I have the Wind Waker for GameCube over here. Because I would let her borrow that, but she's got to be real careful because that's got sentimental value. Even though I would never play that version again, because the Wii U version is the better version. I don't really have a way to help you with that part.
That one is a good remake.
What's a bad remake of the Zelda games? They're all good remakes. The only complaint I've heard about the remakes is the Majora's Mask remake has a fishing mini game. And to that I say, shut your mouth. There should be a lot more fishing mini games in Zelda games. But anyways.
I don't know. I personally do not entirely like the style they went with those.
Like the way it looks?
Yeah.
Oh, I just was watching it the other day. I could not disagree more. I think they look incredible. I would love to see how they look in 3D. Because my brother owns the 3DS version of the Ocarina of Time one.
I'll be honest, I can't even like give you a proper like tell you why I don't like it. Something about it just feels off.
Well, you grew up with
I mean, that is part of it, yes. But it's not to say like there aren't remakes that I do very much like. There are some. I don't know. Something about those ones.
Here's what I don't like about it. But before I say that, Aiden, your team would crush our unified basketball team. 100%. Like, it wouldn't even be close. I think to the point where our coaches would probably yell at, like, your coaches because they'd be thinking that you guys were too mean. And like I've said before, in unified basketball, it needs to be treated like regular basketball, and you guys need to be mean and just destroy the other team. Sepheser, I don't know if you've ever watched any like Special Olympics or anything like that.
Guess I have.
A lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's a great thing. We have like unified sports at our schools, so that's like Special Olympics basketball kind of, and it's stupid because the way they do it is like they want everyone to score and everyone to have a good time. I'm like, no, you need to crush the other team. I was like, that's the whole point of it. Is like this is real sports for like kids with like disabilities and stuff. So we'd have wheelchair. So like if there's a kid with a wheelchair, you don't smack the ball out of their hand. But like we had students that like had very little or very few disabilities. So like their disabilities would be like okay, they have anxiety or they have like small. So like but they would play on those teams. It's like that's fun because a lot of times they can't play with those like in those other things because the way those sports are set up, it just doesn't work well and stuff like that. But like then those kids would be soft, like they would want the like they wouldn't defend and stuff. And it's like no, I want to see them just crushing those teams. Maybe I have a bad viewpoint of this, but I freaking we would have a kid. So our kids would play like the middle school. And those kids played like that. We had one of my students, one of my favorite students that I worked with, Chiefs fans. I would trash talk him to his face. It was awesome. But he was he would use a electric wheelchair. And one of the kids that was also an electric wheelchair would steal the ball from him, and it was awesome. And they were so mean to each other. It was so like they were actually playing the sport. And in my mind, it's like we want them to have as much fun as they could with that sport. Again, outside of the fact that like we want everyone to have a good time and everyone to be able to score. If a kid is like in a wheelchair, you shouldn't steal the ball. Or if a kid like can't walk very well or doesn't understand like what defense is, like there's times where that. But I also think like you should be crushing each other. Like there should be no, or at least little mercy. But yes, to answer your question, Aiden, Overland would have crushed our current basketball team because they are soft. 100%. I think at least. Maybe not. Okay. Rachel, Buffy, yes, you can of course borrow Twilight Princess as long as you don't break it. But do you have any way to play it? Because I would love for you to play it. Let me know before I come down. I'll bring it down. You can borrow it, and then just Thanksgiving or whatever. Next time I'm in Florida, I'll just take it back. But do you have a way to play it? Because I'll bring them both down if you want to play both Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I would start with Skyward Sword. If you haven't played Skyward Sword, you can borrow my Skyward Sword for Switch. I would start with Skyward Sword. Just because I think that does... But you have to understand that is a very different Zelda game. But it's Wii U. Wii U's are probably not easy to get right now. I don't know anybody that has one in Florida that you'd be able to borrow it from. Did you ever have a Wii U, Sepheser?
No, it's the only console for a long period that I never bought. Like I would buy the PlayStation, the Xbox, and most Nintendo consoles, but I never bought a Wii U.
Yeah, the Wii U was...
There just was... I think Hyrule Warriors was the only thing that ever came out on it that I really cared about.
What about the best Mario Kart?
By the time I really cared about trying anything else, most of it had been put out on the Switch.
Oh, I see.
So it was kind of like, yeah, it's just a completely moot point at this point.
I think, I mean, at this point, yeah, for sure. The only reason that it's worth it is the Twilight Princess Wind Waker. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, remind me when I'm down. You can borrow it. Skyward Sword for sure. Oh, wait a minute. I might be doing that for my stream. Wait, what did I decide on? I don't remember. Either way, at some point, I for sure will let you borrow it. I might decide on playing that over the summer for the stream. If that's the case, then I'll just let you borrow it next time I'm down. But I'll let you know on that. But that was what I was going to say. The one thing that I really like about those remakes of the Skyward Sword, or not Skyward Sword, sorry. the remakes on the 3DS is that they actually remade the game, which is not they didn't do on for Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and
I mean, those ones were all new enough they didn't need it.
yes, but I still think that that is an important detail where, okay, Wind Waker's the exception because Wind Waker compared to the GameCube, the Wind Waker on the Wii U compared to the GameCube is vastly different because it is HD Wind Waker, and I believe they did stuff to the textures and stuff. That game looks incredible. But Skyward Sword a little bit because it was that painting effect that they had on it made on the Wii really was kind of gross looking. But then when they brought it to the Switch, it looked way better. But Twilight Princess looked fine on the GameCube and looked almost the exact same on the Wii U, which is why I was very like, when I first played it. But the controls upgrade made such a difference that it was worth it. Like, for example, switching between Wolf Link and regular Link was so much better on the Wii U. That was such a needed improvement. And that's why Skyward Sword, even if it didn't look as way better, which it does, the control fix made it so much more enjoyable that it's worth it. Wind Waker had a lot of control upgrades that probably made it worth it, but that's not what I think about when I play the Wii U version. It just looks so much better in HD that it's worth it. And yeah, I wouldn't, if they were to remake Wind Waker, I would not want them to change the graphics. I would want them to fully update it. The game that I want a remake of, your team record was 13-2 for Unified Basketball? I don't care, dude. You'd crush. We only lost 2 games as well, but that doesn't change the fact that you guys would beat them, Aiden. I want those 2 DS Wind Waker sequels to be remade. Like, that right now is my next dream remake for any game ever right now. Because those games need them. Because no one is ever going to play those again, and they're not great because of the console.
Have they remade any handheld game?
The first one is Link's Awakening.
But that's not a remake of a handheld game. It was made into a handheld game.
What was it first?
It was like Super Nintendo?
No, that was on the Game Boy Color.
Was it?
Yeah. Ziggy.
Okay.
What did Link's Awakening originally release on?
From UPI.com.
Why is she so
The
quiet?
Legend of Zelda. Link's Awakening originally debuted on Game Boy in 1994.
Game Boy, yep.
Okay,
Ziggy.
so it was.
Turn
yeah,
it
that's
off.
the first one they've done.
Never
then.
mind.
Like, technically there was a Link Between Worlds, but that was
Yeah, but that
enough
was.
of a new game.
But Link Between Worlds went to. Oh wait.
Yeah, it was a new game.
Yeah, because that was I think.
Very much based on A Link to the Past.
But I think
it was a new game.
in Japan they straight up call it in some word like a sequel to A Link to the Past. I believe that's like there's like a kind of like how Tears of the Kingdom is a sequel. I believe they straight up call it a sequel
In the loosest definition of that word.
But yes. Oh, there we go. Here we go. But yeah, I would love to see them not just like I don't want like them to be like okay updated graphics and stuff like that. I want them to turn them into 3D games is what I want. I wouldn't hate them to do like Link's Awakening. You say that, but it's very possible. I think the reason if they were to do that, they would make that into like a new game, like they did with Link Between Worlds. But is this whole thing done? I think it is. Oh no, it's not. Like, I want it to be like, I'm trying to think of a game that's done that recently. Wait, is this the, oh, this thing. What the heck? There's some games that have done that, right? Where they like straight up change it into a new game.
Maybe?
Like 2D to 3D and stuff like that. That's been done before. But those games have so much potential. And they already are like half 3D anyways.
Yes.
Which is why I'm like, that would be such a perfect game for them to remake. I would at least like, because that's the thing is like, their biggest downs, like, the downsides of those games are, the systems that they were on. And on top of that, they have some like small, like the dungeons I've heard were a little boring and stuff like that. Which is why I think that there's a good chance that they would, if they're going to do something like that, they would just be like, we're going to make a new game. A new, like, Wind Waker kind of thing.
That's exactly what they would do.
Which I want in Breath of the Wild way, where it is very, like, you can kind of do what you want. Not as open. It doesn't have to be as open. I don't mind it being linear. But, like, in Breath of the Wild way, I want Wind Waker is what I want. I want a Wind Waker game.
By the way, last I saw, for at least the one person that does it that I have subscribed to, their speedrun was down to like an hour 20.
Is there a way to beat the boss? I mean, I'm guessing there's like a final boss in Tears of the Kingdom. Is there a way to like go right away?
I assume it's the exact same as how Breath of the Wild was, where you can just go straight to Ganondorf.
Well, Breath of the Wild, you couldn't go straight to Ganondorf because Ganondorf wasn't in Breath of the Wild. Spoilers.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume that you have to get yourself off of the starting island and then...
No, because you can't go right there.
Yes, you can.
Oh. I wasn't able to. It kept kicking me out.
Starting island?
It kept kicking me out.
Really?
They kept telling me I couldn't go.
Was this before or after you had the paraglider?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna try it when I play next.
I ain't touching actually trying to like progress. I still got stories to finish.
Oh, dude, the Hatano Village stuff was so much fun. I haven't
done it yet.
Oh, those quests are so much fun. I cannot believe. Well, I don't want to. Yeah, but
Figuring out everyone's dirty secrets.
Oh, it's really fun. I mean, very, very heavy words to use what their dirty secrets are, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Zelda game. It's going to be something really dumb.
Oh, yeah. Also, do you paraglide slower in Tears of the Kingdom? It feels like I'm so slow when I'm paragliding.
Really? I thought it felt a lot faster.
Okay. Then it is just me. I think it's maybe because you just go so much higher.
That might be part of it.
Maybe that's why I feel like that.
The gliding's a lot of fun, though.
Like falling?
Skydiving, yeah.
I've been trying to force myself to not rush anywhere with how easy it is to get around with the towers. I
do the opposite. I will yeet myself into the air and just start falling in that direction. It's a game for me to see how far I can get.
Well, I'm glad that I don't remember most of the areas, so I keep getting lost. Like, I'm like, I don't know where this part is. Like, it took me so long to find Terrytown and Hatano Village. Because the only one I remember for sure was Kakariko, because I remember once you go through the Dueling Peaks.
Yeah.
Like, I remember where to go from there. Because that was such
I had no problem with Kak and Terrytown, but man, I completely forgot where Hatano Village was.
Well,
I knew it was over that direction, but I could not remember which way you went.
You know the quest you had to do to get into the area with the people. We had to help fight the boys. Going from the Dueling Peaks, stable
To Hateno?
towards Hateno. You know that quest you have to do with the guy. Well, you don't have to do it, but the quests with the people, to the fighting quest. We have to help the people take out the.
I didn't find that.
Oh.
Because I kind of went through the mountains to get to Hateno, because I couldn't
Oh.
remember where I was going.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure I missed that. I'll have to go look for it though. I'm running actually sort of low on side quests.
Have you done the quests with the guy who's the leader with like the village people and they're going to take out enemies?
No, I've gotten at least one of them, but I haven't actually gone and done it yet.
Okay, yeah, those are my favorite quests so far. In terms of like just enjoyment. Kind of like a cool little side quest.
Yeah, I found one of them and she's like, hey, the monster extermination squad's going over to take these guys out. I'm like, okay, I'll have to go help, I guess.
Without giving like spoilers of the quest, I do appreciate that unlike most games when they have quests like that where it's not a main... Can you stop doing the fun ones? Why are you getting all these dings? I want a ding. All the dings, man. I gotta find some of those earlier on. I'm doing all these stupid long ones that's taken like 6 hours to get a single ding. Jeez.
So, man, I'm not thinking about it. I'm just power washing.
Look how colorful this is. This is so nice. But anyways, I like that like the people you're helping actually damage the enemies because usually they're just there and they make it look like they're fighting. Which is what they do, I believe, in Breath of the Wild, if I remember correctly. Where they don't they don't actually damage anybody.
Kind of just fake it.
Yeah. I remember the first game where I noticed that was a thing was the Return of the King video game.
That game was freaking great.
Great game. I remember sitting on that stupid bridge trying to get out of there with Gimli and Legolas. There was like where a ton of like orcs or something. It was in, I believe it was right after you get the Ghost Boys. Oh, this actually might have been, either way, all of those games had it, but I remember there was a bridge and you were with Gimli and Legolas and there was a ton of orcs that came through. And I kept dying. I was like, you know what I'll do is I'll just try to have them do a lot of the work and then I can kind of sit back and give supporting fire or whatever. Can't do that because they don't kill any of them. They just sit there and they just, all they do is block damage from hitting you because they don't do any fighting. But that was a great game. I never even came close to beating it.
I don't even remember what I just farmed points in that game for to buy, but I remember you could like, you had to like farm up points or something from doing missions repeatedly to, oh, it's to upgrade the characters.
I don't even remember that. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You see they're making a Lord of the Rings MMO?
Another one?
Yep. What pisses
The
me...
last one went so successfully.
Well, and by their last one, the one that just got canceled, and they didn't do anything? Yeah, they didn't... No. So are you talking about...
I'm talking about the old one.
Oh yeah, no, that game is like super successful. Did you not know that? It's like a very successful game.
It did decent, but it never like got into the mainstream.
It's successful in a very consistent.
The way Eve is successful. It has a following.
Well, it's not like
it never became the big popular thing to play.
Yeah, no, that game. What makes it so that is a good game that had bad direction. And by that I mean the world is immaculate when it comes to Lord of the Rings. I believe it. I don't know, like, I'm not like crazy I'm crazy into it, but I don't fully understand Lord of the Rings lore that well. But that lore or that world is like done incredibly well. Learning about everything in that world, they did a really good job. I believe it follows like the books and what we understand about the books very well. The problem with it though is they straight up copied World of Warcraft combat. And I don't care what anybody says, World of Warcraft combat sucks. It's not fun. It's bad. It's just bad combat. I don't care what anybody says. It's bad combat. And the only thing that makes that combat fun is the fact that that game is very magical based. Lord of the Rings magic is like cool, but it's not like, there's nothing crazy about it. Like Gandalf's magic isn't that exciting. It's like not, World of Warcraft has like all these crazy magic and stuff, and that's what makes stuff like that exciting.
Because the magic in Lord of the Rings is a plot device and nothing more.
Yes.
It's not meant to be Harry Potter running around
exactly
casting spells type of magic.
And that's why, that's what holds that game back, is like, okay, so they do have wizards and stuff, but that's where it like so they have a character that my favorite character, which was a warrior that had a follower. You had a companion was your main ability, and he either buffed you, he can fight. I think you get him to a point where he can heal you. And he's kind of fun to upgrade and stuff, but that's like their main ability. So but again, after that, it was like, okay, well now we're just going to copy World of Warcraft. They had like a wizard character that was a healer. They had a character that played music was the healer, which was kind of a cool idea. But again, it's still World of Warcraft combat, and World of Warcraft combat has sucked since like year 4 of World of Warcraft.
There were a number of games who made the very bad choice of just trying to be World of Warcraft, and it went very poorly for them. One of the Star Wars MMOs made that mistake.
Yes. I wish they would have kind of gone away from that. But the point I'm making is that why don't they expand that team with a team that knows how to make combat, or knows how to like improve combat like that, and make good World War. And it's the same company, I believe, that is working on New World, continuing to work on New World, which means they're not going to work on New World anymore. Which
unfortunate.
The one good thing about New World is the combat's really fun in that game, so it could be cool. But
because I'm never touching that game.
No, that's fair. Yeah, they kind of. I enjoyed the combat a lot. Nothing pushed me to keep playing the game was the problem.
That game was unfortunately doomed kind of from the get-go. It would have never have been mainstream.
Yeah, the way it was set up just doesn't work.
Because having played a decent amount of EVE, there's something you learn to realize about MMOs.
That people need to stop making them, is what I've learned. Yes. MMOs suck. I don't know why people keep making MMOs, but anyways, go on.
Great. It's that if you want to have your players run your world, your game will never be mainstream. Because your game will become between the haves and the vast majority that is the have-nots. Because only the people that are going to control territory and stuff are going to be those who want to put a lot of time into that game. And it's going to alienate everyone else because they're not going to be able to participate in this core gameplay mechanic.
So their way of getting around that was that those were the leaders. Obviously, that was their way of getting around it. Because for a little while, it was really huge on Twitch. So the way they did it was, I remember Shroud, which I don't know if you ever watched Shroud. Shroud's great.
Yes.
A lot of.
I used to watch his PUBG stuff a lot.
Oh, that is surprising. Hearing you say that, because I know you're pretty anti Battle Royale.
I don't like playing them. That doesn't mean I don't like watching.
I know. That's why it's so surprising to me. But anyways, really like Shroud. Shroud does a lot of really fun. Am I thinking Shroud? Is Shroud the guy that got Sea of Thieves to be big again, or Shroud the glasses guy?
I don't remember him ever wearing glasses. I don't know about the Sea of Shroud was a pro CS:GO player.
That could be either of them, because I know they're both good at shooters. One of them, I get two of them mixed up. I like both of them. One of them got Sea of Thieves to blow up again, and people to realize that it was a good game again. Does Shroud wear a hat all the time?
Not that I remember.
Okay, then I think Shroud is who I'm thinking of.
It's been a while since I've watched him, so...
Was the other guy's name Summit, maybe? That I'm thinking? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyways, this streamer, his thing was like, okay, so his community was a part of his clan or whatever, and that community was like helped him do different things. So like, oh, we want to go raid this other area, we're going to go as a community and we're going to go after him. And it was a really cool idea. The problem with that though is once the streamer stops playing, it kind of breaks that whole system.
Yes.
Where I think that can work really well is the way Guild Wars does it, where it is a separate part of the game where you can get a lot of benefits from it, but it's not the main thing in the game. It's a different world. Did you ever play? You did play Guild Wars. Did you ever play World vs. World?
No.
So the way World vs. World worked, which is, I could be not remembering it completely correctly, but it would go based off of a week. So there was a world, a pretty giant area where you would fight to control, almost like it's an RTS thing. But instead of like taking people's bases out, you would go and capture areas. So you would kill leaders, and then once you killed their leader, that you would defend as a world. So a server, it was pretty much servers versus servers, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you took the leader out and then you got control of that thing, and then you would get different resources for your bases. And your server, if your server won that, I don't remember if your entire server got bonuses or if it was just the ones that participated for a certain amount of time or whatever. But if I remember correctly, there was cosmetic stuff you got from it. It was a really, really cool way of doing it. But it was like an RTS map almost. So for example, you as a solo person could do some things, but most of the time you needed your full group to really do anything. I remember one of the things you could do on your own. I remember when I finally was able to figure out how to do it, but you could take out like, there were these dudes that were in the middle of the map. They were like you pretty much, but they were like these dudes that were in the middle of the map. They were around this flag. And you have to kill them, and then you'd have to capture the flag. And what they did was they would notify if there were people nearby that were coming, if there was like a huge group of people that were coming by. So if they didn't kill them, every time you go past them, they would be like, oh, there's a person here. Or there's a group, so you need to go defend this tower. And then they had like mini towers where it's like you would never be able to take it out on your own, but you could probably do it with like 20 people. And then there were pretty much castles that you needed like 50 people to take it out. Which it would end up being like my world was since I got the game when it first came out, my world was really good because that is where not only a lot of people that stuck with it played, but it ended up being where a lot of the longtime streamers played. So a lot of the streamers would get more people to play it, and those streamers were really good at the game, so they would be leaders in those areas, and ended up doing really well. So I would jump in every once in a while, and I would be able to like benefit from that.
And that works for two reasons. A, the weekly reset means it's not about someone just staying in control.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, you didn't have to like be a part of a specific group to get involved because it was a mode.
Yes.
The problem is, and I'm again going to use Eve as an example because it's what I know. Eve, how it works is the core of the galaxy is HiSec. HiSec is controlled by NPC groups, and there's essentially police that will, if you just go up and attack someone in HiSec, the police will show up and blow you up.
That sounds awesome. Just
so
like
you
our
can't-
American police system, am I right?
Let's not go there. So it's relatively safe. You'll still get people that will suicide rush you for kicks. But everything outside of that, the other, like, probably 2/3 to 3/4 of the galaxy is what is called nullsec. This is no police, no security, and it is controlled by players. Alliances actually claim ownership and have to defend it. But they do get like bonuses, and they have
Switch
easy
mode.
access to it by being the ones that control it. The bridge slats. For the record, on that escape menu, if you click the item, it will start flashing.
On the wait, what?
So hit escape and open
Oh!
up the menu,
Yep.
and then if you select something, it'll start flashing.
Oh.
But like the problem is, if you are not part of one of those alliances, too bad. Going into nullsec, you can, but you're probably gonna die. Someone's just gonna blow you up. Because that's what people do. If you come into their territory and you're not part of their alliance, you die.
So that's why you. This is. I'm guessing this is an example of one that just didn't work, right?
I mean, it does work, but it will never be mainstream
I
because
see.
the vast majority of people who don't want to deal with those big alliances, because there are like some annoyances to that. And like even if you go to high sec, there will be people that will try to murder you because you're at war with them, and security won't help you.
Oh, here it is.
Because if you're at war with another corporation or alliance, police don't help with that.
That's why I have the trouble of. Okay, hold on. I don't want. All right, before we move on to the next one, this is beautiful.
Yes.
It is so colorful. I love it.
They do a very good job with color in this game to make it pleasing to clean.
Now kids can play on this again and not get, what did they say? I believe
I don't know.
some
What is
sort of
it?
sickness. Oh, that was nice. Oh, and then the speed through looks so, oh, it's so pretty. And I remember all this. It's like going back through. Oh, wow.
It used to be really funny because early on, your character didn't show up in these. So you just gotta watch the thing slowly getting cleaned with no person there.
I'm just gonna keep going through these short ones. Hopefully, I'd like to just do these ones a bunch. I'd love to just do a ton of the small ones. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I don't remember if you were done with what you were saying or
I
not.
was. It's the concept of like, you're gonna get the people alienated from content if you try to make it so players run the content in a semi-permanent way.
Well, that's my issue with MMOs just in general. Is I feel like MMOs have like there is a lock on how much you can do with MMOs, and by lock I mean like there's only so much you can do with MMOs before it's like, okay, I don't care, because it's like I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I was really excited for New World, and then it came out and it's just like there's something about it I just didn't like. Man, I don't know what, and it wasn't that player-driven world. That when we got into that, it was pretty fun. But I feel like I do agree that I think that there's going to be a problem when you do that with your game, just because I think that it gets to a point where it's like, okay.
Well, the main problem was like once people started fiddling with like the taxes and stuff.
Yes.
They're now affecting other people's enjoyment of the game.
Yes.
And if they want to just be douches, rip, can't do anything about it.
Yeah, no, and that's that's my problem with MMOs, is like, those are the kind of things that I would get so excited for. Did we get the roof? We did get the roof. I'm missing alloy wheel. That's the kind of stuff that I would got so excited for. But then I was like, in an MMO though, I don't really like that. I like those mechanics in other games, but I'd rather them be co-op than like massively multiplayer. Like GTA, for example. I think I could have had a lot. I love GTA 5, and as I played that game, I more felt like, I think the open, like the big multiplayer part of that made it a lot of fun.
Oh, the mayor. This was for the mayor.
Clean the detached house. Oh man. I want to like keep going, but I know these are all so freaking long. Well, you down to do another one?
Yeah, we can do one more.
All right, sweet. But like, one of the things that I think held GTA, like there was a really cool mechanic in GTA where you could buy a house. You can upgrade your house slightly, but there are things you could buy, and it was like, oh dude, like actual power washing, because it's that. Like in the end, it's like, oh, no, we didn't have enough money for the other one yet. But like, when it came down to it, I was like, I would much rather have to work with that mechanics in like a co-op game, or like maybe like a, or maybe it doesn't. Not that it needs to be co-op, but I think the multiplayer holds back those mechanics. Just like if Mountain Blade was like a big multiplayer game, like there's so many mechanics they just wouldn't be able to do because it wouldn't work. And I think the way you can get around that with MMOs is doing that in a like shorter spurt of things, like we were saying with Guild Wars 2 and stuff, where there's a reset, because one of the things that a lot of like, one of World of Warcraft's problems for me is, and I think this is something people didn't like about Guild Wars 2, but one of World of Warcraft's problems for me was you could get in those PvP things and you could be vastly underpowered. And that is something people have a problem with in World of Warcraft. And I don't know if they've changed it, but you could go into World of Warcraft and be level 61, and the highest level you could be is a level 70, or 69 or 70 or whatever. And then it would be like, okay, so now I'm playing against these crazy high level dudes, and you do level up from being in those things. So either you start late and you can be the same level as everybody else, and then you level up once and then you can't play with them anymore. Or you start early, get crushed by everybody, and not have a good time. In Guild Wars 2, everyone was the same level. It forced you to be at the same level. You just had to get to like level 10 or something like that, and then everyone was put at the same level in those modes. So that was all PvP, if I remember correctly. And I like that more, but it also kind of takes away the enjoyment of leveling up in MMOs. For some people, because they do like that PvP that PvP stuff.
It changes it from a like gear-based system to a skill-based system, which in some cases is good, in some cases is bad. Like that's gonna be a entirely personal preference.
That was something that they also changed. You had PvP gear, so everyone was same level. So for example, if I was much better at the game than you, but you had better gear, I could still beat you. But it evened it a little bit because you had better gear than me and you spent more time in the PvP and World vs. World. But it was still like, I'm better than you, so I'm probably going to beat you. But you still can beat me because you have better gear. I don't know how well that worked, but that was at least the concept of it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, these guys wrote almost a wiener on the wall. Oh, can I write a wiener?
This is the first one we have to deal with paint. It's annoying.
Oh, come on. That's the first time I've made that joke. You should be proud.
I would have been prouder if you hadn't made the joke at all.
All right, hold on. I'm putting it on here. Don't erase this one. You stay out of here. There we go. Just leave. There's only so much dirt. All right. I'm putting it where you won't.
That's how we're gonna clean the house.
Just follow. Let me just put a big wiener, and then when you get to it, you can clean it. Who put the paint on here? Who's just painting stupid logos?
Vandals?
Vandals. I didn't even do it yet. Come on. Wait, it was a happy face. You're really ruining all my fun. You're ruining all of it here. I'm putting it here. You're not, I'm gonna, can I kick you? Oh, I can kick you.
I would hope there would be a way to kick me.
But in this scenario, I would be the one that would be normally kicked. There we go. All right, now leave this one. I want to close this door. Hopefully, I want them to do. I wish I could. That's the thing about these games that I don't like is I wish there was a way to progress faster. Because when I play games like these, and I know this isn't how most people want to play this, but I want it to be like a bite-sized game. And I know most people don't want that from this. They want it to be like a very slow thing. I don't know a better way to put it. Like Lawnmower Simulator. I would have had a lot more fun with that if it wasn't like a probably 15-hour game or maybe longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the whole point is for it to be a slightly longer.
Oh. I can kind of move around with the, I should probably actually work.
You still drawing that thing?
No. I finished. I was just... Did you write this H?
That turned out like an H when I erased your thing. Was not by any stretch of the imagination intentional.
I wonder, like, how much fun people have doing this as, like, a full-time job. I feel like there's got to be a point where it's like, this sucks. Like, where I live, anybody that does this probably hates it. Just because it's so hot here, but...
Or you're like the smart ones and start a YouTube channel that'll make extra income, because...
I have seen those.
All of these videos.
Yeah, you just got to time-lapse it, have a really calm voice, and you're good to go.
You don't even need to talk. There are a number that, like, literally, they just talk a little bit at the beginning and then just let it run. And they get a frick ton of views.
Maybe if I time-lapse this video and then put it on TikTok?
Do it.
And just talk over it like I'm one of those guys. You know what's funny is we're doing this in a video game, and this is something you're supposed to get paid for. We're making nothing.
We're getting paid for in a video game.
We're getting video game money
For video game power washing, yes.
for video game. See, this is when I need to be monetized when I'm doing stuff like this. That way, at least I feel like I'm getting some sort of monetary value out of it.
I mean, hurry up and get monetized then.
I'm getting there. Sonic Force is going to be the one that pushes me over the edge.
Yes. Definitely Sonic Forces.
Or what's the new one called? Frontiers. Forces. You know what's? I feel like Force's problem is that it was the most boring Sonic game. Nothing. Not that it wasn't bad enough to be fun, like for people to want to watch it or play it, and it wasn't good enough for anybody to want to play it. It was like perfectly average.
I need to go play Frontier more.
Yeah, I wanna. That's one that I don't think I'm gonna end up playing it on my own. So I think I want to stream it because it looks really fun. And I'm not fully in on, even though I'm pretty in on Sonic, I'm not fully in on Sonic for me to be like, oh, this will be a fun thing for me to waste my own time or my time on. But I do like the idea of, oh man, I just saw a video of Sonic, is it called Acropolis or something like that? It's like a remake of the original Green Hill Zone, but in 3D. Oh, what is it called? Sonic something. But it looks so fun. And it makes me wish Sonic, and I don't know, I think there's a lot of problems with this formula, but I wish they went and did like the original Sonic formula, just made it 3D. Like where it is, get through this level as fast as you can. I think, I guess probably the best example of them doing that was probably either Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Heroes. Because I think both Sonic Adventure 2 for sure is a beloved game.
Oh, yes.
Heroes isn't as much, but I still feel like they did a good job with that formula because that is kind of what they did. Outside of obviously Generations. Because that I played, that was one that I knew as a kid. I never really got to play it, but my brother played that one a bunch.
Heroes' problem was it was kind of a case of there was a certain amount of we expect you to know a little bit about Sonic, otherwise you're not going to know who half these characters are.
Well, from my understanding, the problem with that game is half the levels are really, really good, and then the other half just suck, like are unbelievably bad. Yeah. Well, that was my only problem with Generations is like 90% of the levels were absolute bangers, and then the other half were trash. They were just extra bad.
It's not how math works, but okay.
Oh, I meant the other 10%. Whatever. I wasn't thinking. But like they were just really, like it wasn't like they were just kind of bad. Like those 06 versions of the levels, I think one of them was okay, but the other one was just like awful. The boss battles were also pretty average, but the other levels were like the freaking City Escape remakes were awesome.
Yeah.
So good. Oh, I loved the City Escape ones. Because I think the City Escape, first of all, the music of it already makes it a good level. That song is top tier. But I think the 3D one of that is just a straight up remake of it. Or I don't know what word you would use because they didn't change it up. I believe it's the same level just with updated graphics and stuff. But the 2D one was obviously redone, like a new level, and it was just so good, so well done.
Yeah.
And it makes me really want to go through Colors, because I think Colors made that game as well. Or sorry, the Colors team made Generations. And I really want to play Colors, which I think actually is on console now, or is on newer consoles. I think that's the one that they just did a remaster of, and it was really bad and underdone, but it's still Colors, so I don't care. And I can't morally emulate it because I don't own it.
That is a good way to be. Even if it's a pain in the butt.
Because I think, I believe emulation's even legal, but I know people that emulate and they don't own the game, and I don't think that's technically legal. But I feel that if you're going to steal
emulation is technically unlicensed distribution of a game in general, so.
But I think emulation is legal as long as you own the game you're emulating. It's like
there's probably some loophole like that, yes. Just like the laws have any way of actually being updated enough to handle this kind of stuff.
That's fair. Because I mean, when I play Breath of the Wild on stream again, so I have it on my current channel, I won't be emulating at 60 frames per second on a computer. That is for sure.
We all believe you.
I want to try it in VR. I've seen a VR mod for it. Because the VR for it on Switch is really stupid.
It has VR on Switch?
You didn't know about that? Yeah, they did it with the cardboard thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I forgot the Labo.
It's cool that they did it, but VR on Switch, that is not a thing. The fact that they got the entire game to run in VR is super impressive. Gosh, I completely forgot how crazy that was. Like, VR is already a difficult thing, but it's still third person. So you're just viewing the game in VR. So it's cool, yeah. But they have a VR mod where it's first person for the PC thing.
Nice.
And
yeah, no, like, emulation's actually like really cool, the stuff they do with it.
Well, that's what made Ocarina of Time pick up so much, is they what is it called? Reverse emulated it, where they got the entire, or the original source code or whatever. So they were able to like break down. Yeah, they were able to like break down the game to make it like, that's why 60 frames per second works so well. Able to change colors.
Make a lot of the weird changes they do for like randomizers and stuff.
Yeah, because the Mario 64 emulation scene is so cool, and I believe they had the same thing where they reverse engineered it and whatever. It's super cool. Some of the mods they've made for that game are crazy.
Yeah. I really enjoy, oh, I'm mixing them up. Not Point Crow.
Small Ant.
Small Ant.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I mix those two up a lot.
Yeah.
Small Ant and, like, CJ and them doing modded Odyssey. I have watched so much of that, because, like, they play with the guy who's making the mods for them.
Oh, that's cool. I watched I think there was a Breath of the Wild, they did like a Battle Royale for Breath of the Wild.
I think there was something like that, yeah.
That I watched because it was with Doug. I like Doug a lot.
Doug's great.
And
he's like, he's the golden example of that, of why he's, like, entertaining. Like, the stuff he makes.
Yeah, because he straight up makes the stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah, he does some really cool videos.
But no, it's really funny to watch their like hide and seeks because the guy who makes it will literally be like live patching as they're playing.
I haven't watched the. Oh no, I watched one of them, the one you sent me.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
But one of them got like a ton of their videos taken down from Nintendo, I believe.
One of his like modded Zeldas, I think, got some stuff taken down. A lot of people were upset about that, and it's like, yeah. It's not great, but I also kind of see Nintendo's, like, why Nintendo probably did it. I think it had to do with, like, the multiplayer mod for Breath of the Wild.
Well, so this goes back to something that I remember, and I didn't fully understand why people were upset about it. Because, and this might be me not understanding the scene. There was a Super Smash Bros. Tournament that got Melee taken out because they couldn't, because Nintendo forced them to not allow, they either couldn't use this thing which let them play Melee online because it was an emulated Melee.
Yeah.
And so one of the things is like in the tournament, to play in that tournament, you had to verify your copy. And the reason they were like, okay, well, why can't we do it if we're doing that? And whatever. Nintendo, I don't know if they gave a reason or whatever, but my argument there is it's not about the fact that they had to verify for that. It's that they're promoting people to use that emulating software. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. I would do the same if I was... Well, I probably wouldn't do the same if I was Nintendo because that is the one thing keeping Sega intact is that they love their modding community. I think it would...
like, the problem is that there's this weird thing that people don't like to acknowledge that, like, precedence is a dangerous thing. And companies have to be very careful about what they say, yeah, this is okay, because then the next time someone asks, they can't say no.
Yeah.
And so they have to protect themselves, and people can complain all they want about, you know, bad things companies do to protect themselves. Companies have to protect themselves. And so, like, yeah, it's kind of annoying, kind of sucks, yes. Do I completely understand? Yeah. Like, sorry to say, Nintendo does have to look out for its own interests. There are ways to do that that are still friendly to the consumer, but Nintendo does need to look out for its own interests.
I can't get this thing. Yeah, I get that to a point. I still think, again, that is why I think Sega is not like completely dead, is because they support their modding community a lot. To the point where they hire a lot of their modders.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which I think is great. And I don't think they're like, I don't know how often they, like, if they've taken those games down before. Like, one of the ones that I fully understand is people continually try to remake Mario 64 and Nintendo keeps taking it down and people get pissed off about that. It's like, if I'm a company and Nintendo does the thing of like, they want people to starve for Mario 64 so they can give you their stupid versions of Mario 64 that always suck and are just emulated versions of it. But like, as a business, I'm like, I get it. I hate it, but I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, like, I can't get this stupid thing.
What's up?
On top of this stupid sill. I can't get it. Oh my gosh, stop. How did you get that so... Oh, I just accidentally got that one. You get that so quickly. But it's like, I mean, you remaking... I'm trying to think of a game, one that they haven't remade. Them remaking the original Zelda on PC Yeah, I wouldn't want someone to do that either if I'm working on a remake for it. It's like, yeah, why would they not just play the one that you made of my game that I made when I could just play this one for free online? That kind of thing. So I get it. Even though I disagree with how Nintendo does it a lot of the time, I fully understand most of it. Not all of it, but most of it. And I feel like the Nintendo ones are always like the thing with Nintendo games, I feel like when people make mods or stuff like that, it's like straight up, we just made a better version of your old game or a newer version of your old game. It's the same game, but we made it look better. Or so like, why would anybody buy your version of it? When it's like Sonic, it's like we made a brand new game, just Sonic is the character in it. And that's why the example I will give is there is a Waluigi platformer that's like a Mario game. There's also a Wario platformer. The Waluigi one is like 3D World-esque. And there's a Wario one that's, I believe, not 3D World, Super Mario World-esque is what I mean. And it's really, really cool. From my understanding, Nintendo hasn't like taken any of that down or anything. They've left that up. It's like, because they're never going to do that.
Yeah.
It's not, they made a brand new game. It's just Waluigi's the character in it. And I don't know why, like, those are the ones that I'm like, I would be like, oh, why would Nintendo take that down? Because Sega, when they did Sonic Mania, the guys that they had working on those, I believe, are dudes that just straight up made games with Sonic, the Sonic IP character type thing. Because Sonic as a character might be one of the best characters like in gaming. The games aren't the best in gaming by any means, but his character design, his character like personality and stuff is like genius.
Yeah.
So like using him as a character in games like makes perfect sense.
I mean, isn't there like a fan-made game for sale on Steam, like called like The Death of Sonic or something?
Was
like a murder mystery game?
Oh yeah, no, they actually made that. That was like for April Fools, but it's an actual game, and apparently it's really funny and really good. Yeah, I don't think that was fan made, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a fan made Sonic game. I mean, that's what Sonic Mania is at this point. I know obviously it's not a fan game at that point, but that is what that is. I believe almost every single like main developer on that game was a fan. Like the music was all done by a fan. They straight up turned Sonic CD, the phone one, the one that's on the phone, was made by a fan, and they had him develop it into an Apple. I believe he probably did it for Android too, but he developed it and made sure it worked for the store because they just hired him.
Nice.
And obviously Nintendo's way more of like a, we don't care what you want, we know what you want kind of company. And I feel like Sega is like the opposite, where they want to please their fans. And to be honest, I think that's one of the reasons they struggle a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like Nintendo, as much as it's annoying, they do go about this like, we know what you want and you're going to like it, so just we don't care what you say, we're going to do what we want and you're going to like it anyways.
Like, I'm all for companies that are like, yeah, listen to the fans, do what the fans want. Except for the fans are not one voice. The fans don't all want the same thing.
Yeah.
So Nintendo being like, no, we're gonna give you what we know you actually all want. And sure, it might be missing bits and pieces of what each individual person wants, but it's gonna be what the majority of you will actually want.
Yeah, and most of the time it works. Most of the time they come out with a really good game.
It's very rare it doesn't work.
That was a satisfying amount of dings. And that's why I wish because I think Nintendo is a little bit stingy on what's allowed and what isn't when it comes to fan games and stuff. I wish they were less stingy on it, because that is where you get those fun things that certain fans want. Because it's like,
yeah,
it is like those small things that I would enjoy that I know most people wouldn't, like you get to have that if they were just less annoying about it.
Like, I don't know. I had a friend who was like really complaining about Nintendo taking down those videos. And the way he told it was literally Nintendo just randomly took down these videos. And then I actually looked into it and it's like, no, it was because they didn't like the specific content that was being modded for those videos.
Okay, so you probably know more about it than I do. Can you explain it to me?
I don't even know that much. But from my understanding, one of the main focuses was the multiplayer mod. And it was just basically came down to Nintendo just like, here's the thing. You put something like that in a game, and now you get this massive outcry of people going, well, hey, this mod did this. Why aren't you guys doing this?
That would make...
Sounds a heck of a lot easier for a company to just nip that in the bud early.
Because I read, when I first saw that all happening, you're talking about and just to make sure, this is the Point Crow thing, right?
Yeah, and again,
Okay.
I don't know like actual that in detail. This is kind of cursory.
When I first heard it, what I thought it was I thought that people were saying that he is getting his channel taken down.
No.
And I was like,
had a couple videos DMCA'd.
I was like, there's no way. I was like, but then I saw that it was just a couple of videos. I was like, I don't care. I don't know why everyone's getting, because if it was him, like Nintendo saying, okay, we're going to take down all of your videos and you can't post videos anymore on that channel. Like that. If it was like anything like that, then I'd be like, okay, that's something I would be like, oh, that's scary. I'm going to worry about playing Nintendo games like that. But if it's just those videos getting taken down, and he's already gotten the money from those, I don't know why people are as upset as they are. I do understand like Nintendo being stingy about stuff like that. And again, obviously I don't know the details about it, so I'm not going to pretend to. But like, I could see it getting upset about like more than just, if it was more than just that. But the fact that it was just him losing a couple, I'm curious how many videos it was, but they made it like it was the death of Nintendo YouTube games. It's like, I don't know. I'm less in agreement on that, if that is what it was. Oh, wow. I didn't know that was going to do all that. Because the first thing I thought is like, I'd be worried to play any, because that started when I was playing Ocarina of Time with the 60 frames per second and stuff. I was like, oh, should I be worried about playing this? Then I read it, I was like, oh, he just got his videos taken down. I don't care. It's like if I played something and it did really well and then my videos gotten taken down, I'd be like, whatever. And obviously he puts way more time into his videos and stuff. He puts a ton of time into those videos, but he also already made pretty much all the money he's going to make off those. At least I would think. That's it. That's the next thing I would love to get into on YouTube, is started getting into YouTube drama just as a joke. I have been watching so many videos of there's these guys that I follow. Their name is Abba and Preach, and they get into like semi-politics, usually like transgender issues and stuff, and
Bold of you.
like they'll get into like I'm trying to think of like news stories, and they're both black dudes, so they'll get into like racial issues and stuff, and it's usually really entertaining stuff, and they're usually pretty sane about most things, where it's not too like conservative but not too liberal kind of thing. Like it's a really like in the middle, which I can appreciate, because it makes me disagree and agree with them, which makes me think that I'm learning. But they're also hilarious. They're really funny and they make fun of people, but they always get themselves into weird drama. And like, they just like joke around with it, but people take it so serious. I'm like, that would be so much fun to be a part of that, because people take that junk so serious.
Yeah. Way too serious.
Oh, but that's what's fun about it. And I feel like that would be just, I feel like that would just be a blast. How do I get this? Oh, there we go. Like, I think of a recent one of like anything. Like people on Twitch, like when people date on Twitch and then they break up and there's so much behind it. It's hilarious. And I'm like, how? No, well, but okay, that's the thing, is that is not the stuff that I'd ever want to talk, like ever like actually take serious on stream, because it's so hilariously goofy. But there are people that have channels where that's their whole thing.
Yeah.
And like, and not just like them joking about it, it's like them taking it serious. And it's like, how? It's not.
Are weird. I'll go with what I was originally going to say. People are dumb. That is the answer.
Did I get this thing? I think I got this. Oh, nope. Sepheser, don't be ridiculous. People are not dumb. Where's the rest of this? I'm trying to figure out where this thing... Oh, this might go all the way around.
Which thing?
This, the sidebar. I'm just gonna leave it. Try to... It's like... Maybe this side? Oh, that could be. Yep, okay. Oh, it's so satisfying when there's a little bit of dirt left and it just cleans it off.
Yep.
Let's get this thing, actually.
Poofs.
Oh. I don't know how you play this on your own, though. I don't think I could ever play this on my own.
I put something on the other screen and just chill.
I kind of, this would be something where I would be curious how long I could keep myself playing it on, like, when I eventually do a 12-hour stream. Like, I wonder if I could stick to playing a game like this for because I could, like, just sit and mind-numbingly play this, but I feel like it would just put me to sleep. Like Lawn Mowing Simulator, I couldn't, because that I think might actually just not be a very good game.
Shocking, truly.
It felt like it was too, like this, there's nothing, like, I feel like Lawn Mowing Simulator was this if you, like, would have to refill the water and, like all those extra things, when in reality, you just spraying these things, and that's all you have to worry about. Just keep spraying it, and then don't do anything else.
Yeah. That's the main reason I say don't use soap, is because if you use soap, you have to think about it. And you have to be like, do I actually want to use some here? Is this, tough enough that I need it to get it off quick? Whereas if you don't, it's literally just, I just keep going. And when it's clean, it's clean.
Oh, man. Only 75% done? What the heck? I thought we were almost done.
I mean, we're pretty decently there, yeah.
I guess 75% is pretty close, but...
And we'll get a decent jump when I finish this roof.
I wonder if there's, like, a game that could make it fun. Like, there's so many people that, like, are saying they're making a game where it's very role play. There's a guy that used to, oh wow, that was a lot of dirt that it gave me. There's a guy that used to work for Rockstar that worked on GTA 5, I think, that is making an RP game. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like you pretty much are playing as a character in a world, you buy a house, you do all this stuff, you get a job. I was like, that sounds terrible and not fun at all. But I wonder if there's something where you could do something like this as a job in a video game and it be fun. But I don't think, like, this has to be its own thing for it to be fun. Or to be enjoyable. Maybe that's the word I should use, not fun. Like, I don't get the RP games outside of watching and streaming. But playing on your own, I don't see it. Like, because there's content there. But
it entirely depends on, like, what it is, in my opinion.
Like, in terms of role-playing, what is a good role-playing game when it comes to actual role-playing? Not what we know RP as, like RPGs and stuff, but I mean like straight up like role-playing in a game. What is a good one that is like, I'm genuinely playing as this real-life thing? Or... Well, actually, that's the thing, is I think when it starts to become a realistic RP, that's when it becomes less fun.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, if we were really power washing something, you would have to start at the top. The debris is going to blow everywhere, so you have to go back over it to, make sure all the stuff that you sprayed back onto the part you clean is cleaned off again. There's a whole bunch of, like, extra parts that this just cuts out and makes it chill. Nothing properly, like... If a game that was properly realistic and made a job fun existed, that job would just be fun.
Yes. I'd also be curious about, because that was one of my problems with, Red Dead, is there was too many things that they tried to make realistic in that game. And as good of a game as that is, like, one of the things that they took out in the multiplayer finally, which the multiplayer just kind of sucked, unfortunately. It was really fun for a little bit, but it kind of sucked after a little bit. One of the things that was really fun, really terrible about that game is, like, when you killed an animal, which the hunting in that game was really, really fun, because it wasn't realistic, but it was really fun. It was, like, the right amount of realistic, I guess I should say. But, like... What they did was when you skinned, like, he took his... it was like a 30-second cutscene every time you skinned an animal. It's like, I don't want to see all that. Just give me the meat. Like, in Breath of the Wild fixes that. Is probably my favorite way of doing that, unless there was more mechanics to the different parts of an animal. But, like, it just poofs, and then you can take the parts, and then you don't have to do anything. That's how it should be. I don't want to... Oh, go ahead.
This just made me think of this. This isn't a spoiler or anything, and you'll understand when you need to. Frickin' screw Gleox.
Gleox, is that a monster or something?
It's a monster.
Okay.
And you'll understand after you fight one.
I'm trying to think
why I say that.
The only... There was one monster I haven't seen again. I guess I don't want to say it because it's kind of a spoiler. There's one really cool monster that I haven't seen again. But like some of the monsters are scary. Have you fought the... Who's the ninja dudes? What are they called? Yeah. Have you fought the Depths version of them?
I mean, I'm not sure what the difference is, but yes.
Have you fought them in the Depths, is what I should say.
Yes.
They were really fun to fight, because they got some cool stuff going on there.
I actually just completed a questline related to that.
Oh. Yeah, there hasn't been too many, like, weird things in the Depths yet that I've found, but I haven't been able to explore the Depths very much.
Yeah, so I love the Depths. I do wish it had a little more variance.
Yes.
Like, there is the, like, weird lava areas. If you've glimpsed one of those, I haven't actually gone into one. Like, where you would think they would be, like, under the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
But I do wish, since it covers the entire world, that it was a little more varied.
I think...
I still love it.
of it as like a hard mode almost in the game. So I expect there to be very like not as varied as the overworld. But I agree. I do wish there was a little bit more, but I don't think it takes away from it enough. I would have just been like, oh, that's kind of cool. Because I think the thing that I enjoy doing in it is it's almost like this is where I get all my good loot down here. That's kind of how I've been taking it. So all of the enjoyment of under there is like finding some new things, but most of the new things that I enjoy finding is in the sky and then on the ground. Like the sky has been my favorite part of the game so far.
The sky's been a lot of fun.
Because I feel like every time I go to the sky, I like find new stuff that I haven't seen before. Wait. I'm still waiting on my my spaceship game though. That's the other game that I really want. Is Sea of Thieves, but in space.
Yeah.
I think it'd be the most fun if it was mechanics like the mechanics in Outer Wilds. When it comes to space, where it's not realistic mechanics, but the planets do affect how you fly around and stuff. I loved that. But multiplayer and like fighting and stuff like that. Because I think one of the things that I don't like about No Man's Sky is that the world mechanic or the planet mechanics don't affect. There's not really an effect on the planets. Like gravity is only based off of random, I believe, and not based on what the planets are doing. And if you can find that to like 20, 30, even 40 planets, you could actually make it so that those planets had a reason to be there. And I think the planets are too big for there to be special things on them, which is perfect for No Man's Sky, but for a multiplayer game, like a multiplayer or like a co-op / multiplayer fighting type game, it would be a lot more fun if there was like, oh, you can go here and there's missions here that you can do to make your ship better or whatever. That's what I would like. Because that is one thing that I don't like from the direction that they've said for Starfield, is they're making it out to be this giant game. I don't want it to be giant. Like, I'm not interested in any more like giant games where you can do whatever you want kind of thing. I'm kind of tired of that fake notion because that's never true.
Yeah, like, giant game is great as long as that world is full.
And
most of the time they're not, or it's just really repetitive.
Yeah, I want full, like, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom full, or full as in, like, Skyrim full, or full as in, like, I don't know, those kind of games where it's like every time you do something there is something new, but the games don't have to be big. Like Skyrim is giant. I have never explored all of Skyrim. I wouldn't mind bigger Skyrim, but I don't need bigger Skyrim. No. That is one of the things I was worried about, and people that haven't played the game are complaining about, is that Breath of the Wild is reusing a lot of their old world. First of all, the game is already, just if you go by the depths, is double the size of the first one, which is crazy to me. There's also stuff in the air, and but even without that, the overworld is already like crazy different.
Yes. It very much is not. Like, I know people complained about that, but like
it's absolutely really not, yeah. It is like a whole different overworld. Like, and on top of that,
you'll have some direction of that something like this is over here. But in some cases, it's just different. And in some cases, like, I knew where to go for like the fishing village. But like, so?
Oh, I forgot. I shouldn't say, but I did hear someone in the game say something about there being something going on there, and I'm really excited to go explore that. I haven't gotten there yet. A couple of the guys that were that are not there anymore said why they're not there anymore, and I'm excited to explore that.
Yeah. I went there when I was doing stuff for the big geoglyphs.
Oh yeah, I've done one of those, maybe two. Those were kind of fun missions.
I mean, that's how you get the backstory, just like the previous game.
Oh.
It's the memories of this game.
Once I finally do the quote-unquote Divine Beast missions, I'm going to start doing more of those. I just want to do one of the like main missions.
Yeah, I've done 2 at this point.
I just can't get freaking... Oh. You ruined it.
You're welcome.
I've done a couple...
From
Myself, yeah. Oh, look how beautiful this house is.
Yeah, at this point I have done the Zora and the Gerudo quests.
I think I'm going to start with Gorons.
That's where I'm going next.
Because Goron was my least favorite in the last one. My favorite for sure was the water temple, closely followed, or water temple, the water area, the Zora, closely followed by the Rudo, and then why can't I think of the names? What's the sand homies? What are they called?
Gerudo.
Gerudo, and then Goron was the last for me, and I liked them all obviously, but I feel like the Gorons are always kind of overrated for me.
Great.
Not that the Gorons like the characters, but like the Goron cities, I don't usually like very much. I like it in Twilight Princess a lot though. Twilight Princess Gorons is actually a lot of fun. Cause
weird rock nipples.
Okay, give it a break.
Never.
They're sexy rock
I
nipples.
will die on this hill.
I like them a lot because they start off hating you, and then they love you, and they're like homies. I really like that idea, where like you're terrified to go in there, and then you get out of there. Oh, I see it now. Where they like you don't want to go in there, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is like an awesome place. Because the Zoras in Breath of the Wild are my favorite look of them, and the same with the Gorons. But I still like the Goron place is great. Don't get me wrong, but
I did get a really good laugh from the Zora, because I had one of those, oh, the developers knew exactly what they were doing moments. You haven't actually been to Zora's Domain yet, right?
no,
Okay.
I haven't even gotten close to it yet.
I won't say anything then, but I'm going to tell you later because it's kind of funny.
Whoa, 1,000 big ones. Oh, I should have looked at the house first. Oh, this is nice. Oh, look at that. I wish they showed us like all angles. Oh, that is a beautiful looking house. Clean the shoe, clean the skate park. $900. That sounds awesome. Can we get the heavy duty one yet? No. Professional duty? Wait a minute. We've been playing for 3, so this is a really long game.
Yeah, it takes a decent while. And this is with 2 people.
Yeah, I was going to say solo must take forever. Wait, did I ever? Yeah,
But it's not even like you have to like do a job all together at once.
Oh, we can look at the other side now. I didn't realize that it kept us here. Oh, this is a nice little neighborhood.
There was no cat around. There was cat prints in the dirt on the sidewalk, though.
This would be like a perfect game with a bunch of people, because I feel like you could rush through it a lot more. I wonder if the soccer ball can go further than we can.
I think it can.
Nope. I'm gonna double check that. Yep, it stops right here. But like, because you can kind of rush through this, I feel like that makes the time for, okay, maybe for me, it's a perfect game for a lot of people because it's like the perfect time for what I want from it. Oh, whoa, I didn't, oh my gosh, you're pushing me away. Oh, that's sick. But I'm probably gonna end this one.
So for Anakin, I have the high ground.
Oh, frick. I was about to say the same thing. Now hold on. Now hold on. I can get a... Oh, frick. Hey, watch out. Watch out. Oh, suck it. Chimney? Oh, wait a minute now. Oh, it's in the house. I should have stolen it while I was up here. Here, can you fall off real quick? Oh, come on, I couldn't push you off.
Ah, the high ground.
Oh my gosh, I'm kidding. I'm spraying your gooch. that would hurt. I mean, I'm sure these things are not healthy for the skin anyways for how hard they push.
No, you wouldn't know what that.
I don't know about these ones, but I know
I
that...
can't help but feel like the neighborhood over that direction is a little fake.
Looks like that... Oh, that's definitely just a flat thing over here.
Yes, it is.
The ones right here look like they might... The ones like across from this house, first house, looks like they might have a little depth to them, but over there they for sure are flat. All right, well, thanks for playing with me, Sepheser.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for. Well, hold on. Does it show the amount that we cleaned, or does it not separate it?
I don't believe so.
Well, I think that I probably did the most cleaning.
Definitely. I believe you.
Yeah, but I definitely like this more than Lawn Mowing Simulator. This was much better than Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Yeah, because this is as basic as it needs to be.
Yeah,
There's nothing complicated about this one.
There are some simulators that would be good with, like, I like having more to them and stuff, but
Oh yeah.
not a game like this.
No.
Well, I appreciate you playing with me.
Yep.
But I'll probably message you. Well, yeah, I'll message you in a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
Peace out. All right. So let's see. Today's Saturday. So here's what we're gonna be doing. Tuesday, maybe Wednesday and Saturday. I have other plans if it doesn't work out, depending on how much of a baby I am. But we're gonna be playing Subnautica, at least on Tuesday. I am like half looking forward to it and half thinking that I'm not going to be able to make it through in more than one day of it. But we're going to see. But so here's the plan is those 3 days are my last streams for a couple weeks because I'm finishing out. I'm going to be going to Florida. So that's going to kind of be the soft ending to Spicy Summer in name. I want it to usually be a month when I do that, where I do games that are specifically to summer. But I will be playing summer-based games pretty much all summer. At least I'm going to try to. Subnautica was one that I really... And I'm thinking about if I can get through Subnautica, I'm going to try to get a Spooky to do the multiplayer mod with me in the future, but that's not something we're doing next week. But so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Let me double check the dates. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. MST, and then Saturday at 11 a.m. MST. So 7 p.m. MST for Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 a.m. MST, obviously, for Saturday. And then the next time I'll be streaming will probably be the 10th of June. So that is actually, yeah. Let's see, hold on. One, so that's two, wait. Oh, that's only one Saturday, right? I'm only missing one Saturday. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Am I crazy? Hold on. Okay, that's 30. Yeah, okay, 17th. So that's 2 Saturdays. The 17th will probably be the next time I can stream. I'll have to double check that. But anyways, thank you everyone for hanging. Bit of a chill stream for today. Just preparing myself for Tuesday and Wednesday where I'm probably going to scream like a baby. Maybe. But thank you everyone for hanging. I love you all.